All right, everybody. So welcome back. We are now in episode number 26. It is 8 in the morning on Dienstag on the 10th of the month of Lipan, and we are at the Mighty Quill Lipan, and we are at the Mighty Quill Tavern in the large coastal city of Zadash. So in the last day of adventuring, our party was searching for a cure for Wasabi's sickness, and the party found themselves cornered by Drow and a hideous hybrid fly creature in the stone temple hidden beneath Malomisto Pup. And Emir almost died. Bat also got really hurt. And so the team decided to regroup back at the Mighty Quill and find their teammates should they decide to go back into the temple. So it's around 8 in the morning. There's a light summer rain kind of drizzling down. And the party's waking up. And that's where we will pick up today.
So you're telling me you nearly got killed by a big fly thing and a couple cultists, and you want to go back in there?
Potentially.
Kind of grumbling, I had the same sort of thought.
I don't know how smart that is. I mean, gang. We're not even sure the cure for whatever's affecting Wasabi is down there, right?
I mean, yeah, we don't, but whoever's down there is probably more knowledgeable than us.
I mean, we could also just, send down a little scout, and I gesture towards Bat, aided with some magic, and you just, scout out the place, see if you can find any vials that are labeled cure for rat, or something.
I mean, where we're going down there is in a specific room that's been locked, and probably for a while, since the drow could not find the key. And I don't think it'd be a good idea to just have me roam around to try to find a key that two other people who are way stronger than us haven't found.
No, we could always try to, that Crier, wasn't he talking about having a line to the Duke? Maybe they would potentially have better magic users at tips.
Maybe.
We're talking about
But I'm
lying
guessing
to the
not.
Duke. What was this,
Here
espionage?
we've talked to the Crier. The Crier wants us to talk to the Duke guy about the bed dragon.
Ah.
So maybe while we're there, we could kind of
Maybe, but we were also told that rats are not valued in the city whatsoever. So they probably won't have
this rat helped kill a bed dragon.
That's true. I guess we could try that.
Rats may not be valued, but we can make them feared.
We gotta get the rat stock up. Gotta bring up those prices.
Speaking of rats, Bat, you do notice that Wasabi isn't looking so well, and it even looks like some of the patches of fur on his scalp and back are starting to flake off way too easily. He doesn't look well.
Okay, well,
not necessarily with magic, because you said I tried Lesser Restoration, that didn't work, right? Can I do just a medicine check to see if there's any way that I can, bandage him to stop or slow down this process at all? If it looks like his skin is falling off, just holding the skin on him closer.
Mm-hmm.
Medicine is +3. That is an 18.
Yeah. Syllren, you kind of have figured out that Lesser Restoration is not powerful enough. You would need something like Greater Restoration, or something like this to help Wasabi.
Nothing outside of magic that can help slow down the effects?
Not that you know of.
Okay. Alright. And you talked to the cleric, right?
Yeah, we talked to a cleric.
What did they say? Were they like...
I couldn't do anything.
Were they just like, your rat's fucked, Lamau, sorry?
Yeah,
Were
then
they like, go get the rare panda lily from the top of the mountain or something.
No, they're like, go find the rat temple underground, and they'll probably heal it.
Oh, and that's where you found the drow?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Didn't we talk to a bunch of rat peoples at one point?
Yeah, we did.
I was still a pig, and my player wasn't there, so it's all a bit hazy for me.
Yeah, we talked to a bunch of rats, and they were like, we're going to go back to the rat temple, bye. So they didn't actually tell us where it was. They were like, oh, it's in the city. And we were like, what city? And they're like, yeah. So, I mean, at least we found where the temple is, but we don't really need...
And you're sure that was the temple, though, right?
I mean, the drow said it was where the temple... Yeah, the drow were like, yeah, the temple's somewhere in here.
And they said rat temple?
Yes, specifically, because they said they'd sacrifice Ymir to the rat god or whatever.
Gotcha. The Skaven. Cool. And you guys got fucked up when you fought them head on?
Yes.
What if we try to do like a parlay thing? I know we don't have Melody here, and she's the mouth of the party, but I can be a pretty charming guy myself.
Yeah, and these people don't listen to Reed. I think I'd have to guess they didn't seem very, because when we opened the room, they immediately started fighting us. Well, they told us to leave, then they started fighting us, so they're even more dumb. So,
Did it look like one of them like summoned the mosquito thing, or was it just also there?
No, they summoned it. They summoned it.
Okay. So, what if we just beat up whoever summoned it?
I mean,
You gotta roll, you gotta,
again,
not die, because they could just knock you out, because the Chasma is not nice. So just look at you and you just, I don't know, I've just passed out. It wasn't great.
yeah.
Well, were there any other entrances to the rat temple from any other angles?
No, it just seemed like it was behind a locked door. But I mean, there were other hallways we didn't check. But from what the drow said, it was like they were trying to find the key for that door so they could open it and go down to the rat temple.
I have an idea. I can think of some people who hate demons and demon worshippers, and are also very good at killing both of those things, who may, I don't know, have some spark of righteous fury, if we were to talk to them correctly. I go tell a bunch of paladins that there's some demon worshipping drow in the temples, and then they help us kill them, perhaps.
Okay, go find the paladins, I guess.
Yes, exactly. We start another crusade.
Where would we find some paladins?
Well, where'd you find the cleric?
In a temple.
Let's go to the temple. Is there like a district full of temples, or are they like spread out?
So the party knows that they have seen temples kind of everywhere. Ymir has stayed at a tavern called the Black Arms before, and Ymir noticed some generally higher level like classes and professions, which could include paladins.
I'm kind of hoping we can go to a temple and sort of just appeal to their, oath and their divine quest, rather than needing to pay them that much. That's my hope. Let's try the temples first, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Can I make a religion check to see which of the gods here have the most, violence-prone warriors?
Anybody who wants to make a religion check, go ahead.
Ooh, 19.
19?
Yeah. I got a 7 on that, so I'm guessing
7.
that doesn't...
I got a 6.
A 6? And the question is, which gods would hate demons or hate evil?
Yeah, / also be the most violence-prone. One sec.
Violence-prone. I mean, you do know there's a temple of Tiamat in the northeast district of town, which is an area I don't think anybody has been yet. The northeast area of town is the Arts District, and there is a temple of Tiamat there. She's a draconic goddess who is either lawful evil or chaotic evil, very violence prone.
And I think that worshippers of Tiamat would be down to help us kill some demons.
Not necessarily. You
Okay.
would know that they are the most violence prone. Different question. Which one is most likely to want to kill demons?
Yes, I mean, this is a kind of complex question, but from Syllren's perspective, which group seems the most easily manipulatable to help kill these demons?
Was easily okay. I'm checking.
Yeah.
I'm like scanning the temples in town, so I can give you
If there's like Tyr or whatever, who's like god of justice, who's a war god, probably not a fan of like demons existing here, like people living underground, and those people, just like the tenets of their worship, like hearing about demons
Yes.
would yeah.
So short answer is yes. Like the party already knows that there are two suburbs of Zadash, Tyrian Zadash, where they worship Tyr, god of justice, and Pelorian Zadash, where they worship Pelor. The party also knows that there are several churches to Pelor in town, and it's most likely the most popular god in all of Zadash, because they've already seen two different locations where they pray to Pelor, and they haven't even visited the suburb of Pelorian Zadash. But Tyr exists, and Tyr would be like a fair-minded god whose followers would want to get rid of evil and demons and that sort.
Let's go for Tyr.
Okay.
Unless I don't know if there are any objections to that. I guess I had that entire conversation in my head.
No, that seems like a valid.
You can tell the party.
Yeah. Out of the gods that are worshipped here, I think worshippers of Tyr would hopefully be pretty down to help without needing the financial incentive. You catch me?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go try and find a temple of Tyr.
Is the party gonna talk to the bartender, have breakfast or anything before they leave?
No, I'm just gonna leave.
Yep, we just head out.
No
Rations on
breakfast.
the way.
No time to eat.
We have a rat to save.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna go to the temple and talk to the Tyr people.
I go and try and find a temple of Tyr.
Okay. So on the map, so I'm just showing you where it is if you are on the map. So the party is currently in University Village, which is where the Mighty Quill is. So you just need to go to the People Square, the center of town, and then take the road that crosses into the water, which will take you into the suburb called Tyrian Zadash. So that's where the party's going to go. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Mhm.
And Sibo, are you having breakfast or anything before you leave, or are you just jetting out?
Yeah, he's gonna just head out.
So the party makes their way first to the People Square, and again, you see the morning rush, people buying cabbages and apples, and they're weighing cheese on scales, and they're buying sausages and milk. And once again, you see the town crier, Huang, shout out messages of the day. And he says, "Hear ye, hear ye. Get your tickets to the Turtle Festival happening on the 14th of Lipan, just 1 silver apiece. Buy them here in the square or in the main square of Tyrian Zadash. This year's festival is sure to be as enticing as ever. Hear ye, hear ye. Don't forget, the Duke's Owlbear races are happening next week. Get your tickets here or register to compete in the main square of Tyrian Zadash. The Owlbears will be brought to their pens this weekend. Have a look, but don't get too close. You have nothing to lose but your nose. Tickets are at 3 silvers this year. Hear ye, hear ye. Humongous rats found again in Lambtown last night. This time attacking a poor, defenseless baby. Oh, rather, I meant a halfling. A poor, defenseless halfling. Hear ye, hear ye. Groda's Extraordinary Wands is selling magic wands at a discount this week. Visit Groda's shop in Pelorian Zadash will forever hold your silence. And Huang kind of repeats the same 4 messages over and over again as you cross the square.
Wait, so maybe there's another way to the rats besides that one entrance to the temple.
Perhaps.
If there's a way to avoid the giant mosquito thing, I would like to take that option.
Hmm.
Can I talk to the town crier?
Yeah, of course.
Hey,
You've spoken to him before, actually.
yeah. Hey, what's up? It's me, the Syllren leader of the Sillies. These are my Sillies.
Yes. Mr. Lord Syllren.
Yes.
So good to see you and your Sillies.
Nope.
Yep.
No.
So,
Declare so.
I heard that there was a poor halfling who was attacked by some big rats.
That's right.
Part of our quest right now has something to do with the rats, and so we were wondering if we could potentially ask that halfling some questions, where they might be.
Yeah. Well, she's probably recovering. Her name is Sandika. She's a 9-year-old orphan. She's staying at the orphanage. I guess she was out in the street last night, and, children really shouldn't be out in the street, but she got attacked by rats that were almost as tall as her. It's really, really disturbing. They tried to bite her and scratch her, and luckily she was able to run away and shout at some town guards to help rescue her, but I'm sure she's quite embarrassed and frightened by that incident.
And they were just like big rats?
Yeah, from what I hear, big furry brown rats.
Crazy. Awesome. Thank
I've
you.
heard of crazier things in this city, Lord Syllren.
Yeah, don't call him Lord.
Why not?
Is he not a lord?
No.
Are you not his follower?
No, they are.
No.
Bat is my jester. He makes silly jokes like these.
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, I'm not. I don't
I
make
thought
funny jokes.
I thought so.
I don't.
Your jester.
We all work together.
It's
We're kind of all even here.
It's anti-humor. He
It's
jokes
not.
about not joking about things.
It's not.
It's meta.
Huang points at Bat and says, "So he's your jester," and he points at Emir and says, "And he's your henchman."
He's by night.
Can you make a deception check with advantage, actually, because this guy's really buying it?
He's a liar. He's dumb.
Only +1, but I believe in myself. 20! Not natural.
Huang
but-
says, "It's you really need to get your jester in order. He's protesting quite a bit this morning."
No, that's how he makes jokes. It's
not.
It's meta. You wouldn't get it.
It's not how I make jokes. Please don't believe him. He
Oh,
is
I
a
get it.
Liar.
He's lying about the fact that he doesn't make jokes.
Exactly.
No.
And
That's
and
really
that
funny.
in itself is the joke.
I'm about
get
to
it.
kick this
I get it.
town crier's ass.
It's ironic or something.
It's
I haven't
no.
seen this kind of humor in Zadash so often, so
It's
that's
not.
pretty
It's
funny.
not ironic. Please help me.
This is a cry for help. Blink twice if you need help.
He points at Bat again and says, if you're, maybe you should join the circus or something. Put your talents to good use.
I'm
As
going
long
to.
as your liege doesn't need you.
I'm going to punch you to the moon if you don't stop talking.
So let's go talk to that little girl.
Yeah, whatever.
Sillies, away!
I'm going to kick your kneecaps in,
As
Sillies.
we're
Trust me, one
walking
day I
away,
will.
I'm just gonna look at the choir and just whisper, "Help me."
Okay.
That's his catchphrase.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. Help me. It's not.
Emir, so I rolled a 4. Emir, the town crier doesn't really hear you say anything.
Just gonna look defeated and keep walking.
Guys, I don't think you get it. Not only is this, I will admit, this is just for my own vanity. I'm really enjoying this. But also, if we build up a reputation of having a lordship, then that may, come in handy when talking to a duke.
Fuck, that is true.
But
Of course, I have a
also
point. I'm
little-
Lord Syllren, smartest man alive.
Okay, yeah, I'd contest that. What's your intelligence at?
Not very.
Gonna make it bad.
12.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Actually, I'm smarter than you.
Well, smart is intelligence and wisdom. What's your wisdom?
13.
16.
Damn.
Suck it.
No.
All right, let's go.
Sibo is looking at this and chuckles a little, like kids are playing or something, and he's like, "Ha."
The town crier reacts and says, "Hey, Debo the wizard, how's it going today?"
Not too bad. Yeah, I was wondering if you weren't able to see my bow behind me.
I see you have a bow. Yes, it's very odd for a wizard, but whatever.
Oh, wizard.
Interesting. Yeah, Sibo is just shaking his head and yeah, don't bother correcting him and just be like, okay.
All right, Sillies, anything I can help you with today? I got my job, shouting today's news.
No, I think we're good so far.
Any more stories of giant rats, or is it just that one?
Sour Patch, the docksman up in the arts district, someone stole his guild pins, and he thinks it could be rats, because rats can get into anything, but nobody knows really who stole them. He might have just misplaced them. Or it could be that rascally little kid, Caden Tortellini, pranking him again.
Fuck that kid, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't really like
probably.
that kid.
That was the kid that stole my stuff, right? Out of game? Stole the gold, and then we had to do the, tag? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that kid.
I think he hangs out at Malomisto, drinking beer. He's way too young to do things like that, in my opinion. But I can't really say that to too many people because his father is quite important in this city.
Oh, is there a Mr. Tortellini?
Tortellini?
His father, Ernie Tortellini.
History
And who
check.
is that?
Do I know of this Ernie Tortellini?
You don't, but you could ask.
We're new here, in case that wasn't obvious at this point. So this name is new to us.
Yes. Oh, Ernie. He's the master of the Order of the Nib. They hang out at the Mighty Quill Tavern. He's a really nice guy, really rich, really well connected, I would say. But his son is a crude little lackey. I think he needs 2 parents to raise him, and not just the one.
I agree. Let's go find the little girl who was attacked by rats that is probably traumatized.
Yo.
All right, so the party makes their way towards Lambtown, which is the southeastern district of Zadash, and they see a 2-story wooden building. The wood is clearly peeling, has fraying slats. Some of the nails are even visibly sticking out. A lot of creakiness from people walking around indoors. You can hear heavy footsteps from the upper floor that can even be heard from outside. And you see what looks to be the caretaker outside with a few of the kids this morning. He's trying to rush them inside and get out of the rain. He looks like a mountain dwarf, big bushy gray beard, slightly grayish skin. He's got warts on one side of his face, but he looks like a genuine guy. He's got really big hairy fists, and he's wearing some leather, and he's kind of clumsily ushering the children inside. So this looks like the orphanage. The name of the orphanage, of course, is the Shepherd's Respite.
Before we go in, I'm gonna tie all my valuables a bit closer to me. Maybe put them under my armor or something, just so can't get pickpocketed. I've dealt with a few orphans in my life. Normally I was closer to their age. Now I'm a bit older. but can never be too careful. Hold your things tight, by the way.
Whatever they're gonna... I'm gonna hold my money tight, but they can take the rest of this shit. It's all garbage, mostly.
Don't you have,
It's like
magic
books.
items?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna hold my ring, but... And my wand.
The
The rest of it they can take. I've got, beer and, a random book. It's it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so you walk up to the man that seems like the caretaker, and he bows at you and says, hey, good morning. What do you think of today's rain?
It's a bit dreary when you're in it, but when you're inside and you just hear the sounds, it can be quite nice, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gathering the rest of the kids to go inside. Do you want to step in? My wife is making some tea.
Oh, sure, thank you. We heard news of someone here, Sandika, I believe her name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got attacked by those rats. It just so happens that we're actually looking for rats. Do you mind if we are able to ask her a few questions?
Yeah, what's your name? Come on in.
Oh, I am Syllren, and these are my Sillies.
No,
Together, we are Syllren and the Sillies.
Everybody, come on in. My name's Rangarim Strackhelm. And my wife, Emilana, is upstairs in the girls' dormitory with Sandika. Let me call her down to see if she's available. So you walk inside and you see, looks like the kitchen and dining area. Again, very creaky, chipped plates and place settings. You see another corridor that looks like it goes back, which seems to be the boys' dormitory if you go straight back, and another doorway that leads to a staircase that goes upstairs, and you're assuming that must be where the girls' dormitory is. Rangaram says, let me just turn off the tea kettle. Amo, can you come down here for a second? And he calls for his wife, who comes downstairs after a few moments. She comes down. She's also just as tall as her husband, Rangarim. She's about 3'4". She's wearing a really tight corset. She has really large breasts. She seems to have a little bit of a strange personality. She's looking around, doesn't really give direct eye contact. She's got thick, kind of Barney Rubble type legs and a wide grin and a wide face. She's also a dwarf. And she looks the party up and down and says, yeah, you wanted to speak to Sandika? She's still a little broken up over what happened last night. Who are you folks?
I am Syllren, and these are my Sillies, and together we are Syllren and the Sillies.
I'm gonna make a little puking noise.
She doesn't see the puking noise. And she says,
I'm
Syllren,
just gonna roll my eyes.
are you the party that killed that weird dragon in the forest 2 days ago?
Yes, we were. And
Yeah, I heard about you.
Yes, and now we are looking for some rats, and one of the leads we have is poor Sandika.
Yeah.
We're hoping to ask her a few questions.
Oh, sit right here, grab a seat. I'm gonna make some tea. Do you all want tea?
I'm okay.
Yes, please.
And I'll get Sandika, and if she's okay to speak to you, I'll bring her down. Just wait right here. Grab a seat at the table. So as you sit down, you notice several other orphans. In this place, you notice another little girl who has two sort of puffy bits of hair tied up in ribbons and a birthmark. She's carrying a little stuffed animal with her. She's kind of dragging on the floor. And she's walking around, kind of picking at things and getting herself dry from outside. You see a dragon blood orphan, a little girl. She's got pale blue skin and a scaly hide with a spotty face. And you also see another girl who is peeking into the room from the staircase that leads upstairs, and then she's picking away. So there's a lot of movement and stuff going on in the orphanage this morning. Meanwhile, there's a 6-7-year-old boy who is pouring tea out in teacups, and he's bringing them to the table, and says, "As you are. Anybody want sugar?"
No, I'm okay.
And I subtly kind of use my wand of magic detection.
Subtly.
Well, I don't know. I'll
Yes,
just like
explain. Yeah, go ahead. Explain.
I would just hold it under the table and activate it to cast detect magic to see if I just sense any magic in this house.
You're not detecting any magic in the house.
Okay. That's all.
The little boy looks at the party, looks at you, Sillies, in fact, and says, are you here because of Skinny Man?
Who?
You know, Skinny Man, the bad guy, the boogeyman. The little boy actually seems a little bit frightened of Ymir. Ymir's really tall, and I don't know if he would be called skinny, but the kid does seem to be a little bit frightened of you, Ymir.
Just like wave, smile.
Wave and smile, okay. All right. The kid doesn't respond.
We don't know anything about your skinny man.
Can you tell us a bit about the skinny man?
Yeah. He's really tall, really skinny. He always used to wear a mask, and he was like taking kids and taking other orphans, and the orphans haven't returned, so we don't know what happened to them.
Have you seen Skinny Man?
I haven't seen Skinny Man, but I stay indoors. I follow what Master Rangarim tells us to do. I'm not like some of these other kids who don't follow the rules.
Does Master Rangarim tell you to stay indoors to avoid Skinny Man, or does he just tell you to stay indoors?
Yeah, because Skinny Man attacks when we run outside.
Okay. This is another whole thing that I don't know if we want to deal with right now. I'm saying this to the party.
Right now, I don't really care about these orphans, which sounds mean, because it is.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. Yeah, right now it's more about the rat, so we'll deal with this later.
If you hear about Skinny Man, let us know, because we're all very afraid of getting caught and being taken away. I don't like when there are bad guys out there.
Is Master Rangarim or the wife looking right now?
Rangarim is there. He's mostly tending to the children. The wife is still upstairs, so it looks like she hasn't come down yet.
I want to kind of subtly lean in close to the kid, and I want to say, all right, if you see Skinny Man, or anyone scary for that matter, you're fearing for yourself, take this, and I hand him a fucking dagger.
Okay.
I'm gonna stab the kid. He's gonna go crazy.
Don't use it. Don't use it on your friends. Don't use it on just anyone. Only if you see, Skinny Man or someone who's threatening you, okay? I've had to use this on a few people, and it's pretty effective.
He looks at you and says, "Well, what would I do with this? Does this mean I would hurt somebody?"
Well, you hurt them before they hurt you.
He grasps his hand around the hilt and says, and nods at you without saying anything. He seems like he understands, but he's scared.
If you see Skinny Man, and Skinny Man is uncomfortably close, take the pointy end and you poke him really hard.
He's shaking a little bit, but it does seem like he understands, and he nods at you.
It's easier than it sounds. It'll come naturally if it has to.
How old is this kid?
It's like 6.
Syllren was.
Yeah, he's old enough for a knife.
Syllren was pretty young when he got his first knife.
Exactly.
And Syllren also was an orphan, so.
Same here. So yeah, old enough for a knife.
Old enough for a knife. We're the authorities on.
We are the authority. As
kinda
orphans,
nods and-
we can say he's
He
old
nods and
enough.
pockets the knife in his clothes and runs to the other side of the kitchen to grab some dishes.
Wait, before he goes, I say, also, keep it a secret.
He nods. He seems to understand.
That kid's gonna fuck some people up when he gets older.
Yeah.
What is he human?
Yeah, human kid.
Okay, cool. So I will be able to see him grow up and become like the next Batman or whatever. It's going to be dope.
After a few moments, the party's like sipping tea and talking to one another and speaking to Rangrim, and eventually the wife and Milana comes down with Sendika. So Sendika is also a little kid. She is about 9 years old. She's a halfling. She's got dark skin. She also has her hair tied in puffs in the back, like afro puffs. And you can see all on her arms and face scratch marks. And it even looks like there could be bloody impressions on one of her arms. She's her eyes are sunken and dark as if she's been crying recently. And Milana says, "Hey Sandy, this is Syllren and the Sillies. They want to talk to you about what happened last night. Are you okay to talk to them?" And she's holding one hand onto Milana's clothes, as like for security, and she kind of stands there and just nods her head as she looks at the rest of the party.
Hello, little girl. So, anyone else want to take the lead on this?
Okay, kid. So what happened last night?
She looks upset. She says, I don't know, I was out here playing, and I know I shouldn't be playing late at night, but I was tired of staying inside all the time. I'm tired of hiding from Skinny Man or whatever's outside. So I went outside last night to play ball and to spend some time with some of the other kids living in the city. And I thought I saw something moving in the shadows across the street at Malo Misto. And when I turned around, something grabbed me. It was a huge rat, almost as tall as me, with big, ugly eyes, horrible, horrible teeth, with guts and blood, like it just ate something in the alley. There were 3 of them, and they were scratching me and trying to bite me. And I yelled and yelled. The town guards. One of them had leapt onto me here on my arm, and he or she or it was biting me. I was so scared. But the town guards came and chased the rats away, and it was horrible. But
Did they say anything, the rats?
did they say anything? No, they didn't talk to me. They just attacked me.
And you said they grabbed you. Were they standing on 2 legs or were they standing on 4?
Most of the time they were standing on 4, but sometimes they were standing a little bit upright because, they're almost as tall as me, and that's when they were grabbing it. They looked like they were from hell. I hate these ugly, horrible, disgusting creatures. And she's
okay.
She kind of scoffs in your direction, Bat. She sees Wasabi sitting in your pocket.
And so, which alleyway?
One right next to Malamisto.
Gotcha. Pretty sure that's everything I say to the party. Is there anything else?
I don't know. I don't have any other questions.
Are you going to attack the rats? Because they definitely deserve it.
Something like that, yeah.
I think they're underneath Malamisto, or they're in the river or something. You better find the nest and get rid of them.
Yep. Thank you.
I don't think rats have nests, but okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You kind of look at the floor.
Rat sort of habitation? I don't know. Would Emir know anything about rat habitation? Like, can I roll for
Gravitation.
He doesn't understand what you mean by that.
Like,
This is him talking out of character.
I don't know, because I feel like rats are pretty common outdoor animal sort of things. And
Yeah.
Emir's a sort of hunter-gatherer, sort of.
Yeah. So you would know that.
Would that be a
You would know that.
I don't know. Do I roll nature or something like that?
In this case, you don't have to roll for that. Just based on your background as growing up a lot in the wild, you would know that rats live in packs, typically in dark spaces. They might have a nest. They could live in wooded spaces. They could live, in a swamp or in the jungle. Rats are everywhere.
It would be quite strange if there was a thing specifically happening with rats, and then also separately, unrelated, there was a rat temple. I feel like just the chance of that happening is pretty slim. They're likely related, is what I'm saying.
No, I agree.
So, on the map, gang who was here yesterday, Malomistos, is that anywhere near where you found the door to the rat temple? Because if it's not, it's probably a separate thing of rats. But if it's sort of close, then it's likely that they went through a tunnel, which could be an alternative entrance into the rat temple. Okay, so I guess, Matt, where they told me the rat temple was, is that anywhere near Malomistos?
Yeah, they found it in the cellar of Malamisto.
Oh, okay. And the rats were in the alleyway.
The ones that Sandika said attacked her, yes.
So it's very possible that there is like a sewer grate or like a tunnel or something that leads through the alleyway. Or maybe they just left the temple and then ended up in the alleyway through the only entrance. But I don't know, it doesn't hurt to check.
Hey, girl, you can try.
Obviously, so the wife, the caretaker, brings Sandika back upstairs, and Rangarim is downstairs, and he's kind of overhearing the party, and he says, "So, are you going to take care of the rat problem in Zadash?"
Something like that.
Perhaps.
Anything to stop these kids from getting scared. And did they tell you about Skinny Man too?
Yeah. So there's a tall, skinny dude with a mask who takes kids who stay out too late.
Yeah, I think he's working. I think he might be connected with the cultists. You know, the cannibals in some way.
That would make
not
sense.
sure.
I think you need to keep your kids inside if that's happening.
I know. I tell them all the time to stay inside when it's raining, when it's nighttime.
Do you have a sword or something?
Lock their doors.
To give you a sword?
A sword? I mean,
I don't know. If there's someone who's straight up abducting children, I feel like having a weapon with you would be good.
It's not me who would carry the sword. It could be my wife. I'm a man of words and not one to use weapons.
Okay, I go to Emiliana. Just real quick question. Do you have a weapon? Do you have a sword or something, or I don't know, an axe, a crossbow?
She says, "Oh yeah, in the farm outside we have an axe."
Okay, cool. I mean, I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but I feel like you should probably keep that a bit closer. Just, next time Skinny Man appears.
True.
Have you told the guards about, the child abductor?
They've got other things on their mind right now.
But
there's
child
a child
abduction. I feel like that would be pretty high on their list.
Have you seen the quality of our building? We are not very well resourced by this city. We really rely on donations and charity, and Zadash doesn't give us all that much.
True, yes. However, money aside, if I'm a guard and I hear someone stole my purse versus someone stole my child, I feel like the child would be higher priority, right?
Mr. Syllren, I completely agree with you, but the needs of the poor are not always taken as seriously as the needs of the rich in the city. And as I run an orphanage with my husband, you can see we don't have the funds to. I give her a cachet.
I give her 100 gold. Now you're rich. Go tell the guards or something. I have almost 600 gold. I can spare it.
Her face, completely changes, and she bows and she's almost kneeling on the floor, and she says, it's almost like she's making the sign of the cross. Lord Syllren, we are not worthy of this. Right. Are you sure? We could do so much with this money.
Your orphans are being abducted. Take the money and go to the guards.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to bribe them or something, or I don't know.
Said pay to build a yard, pay to buy some land and build some sort of fenced-in yard or something, so they can go outside without necessarily being close to someone that would abduct them.
Oh no. We can definitely use this money to get some weapons, to reinforce our fences, We can do a whole lot with this. Thank you so much.
You could hire some staff, including some personal guards or whatever.
We could. Oh my! Thank you, Lord Silren. This
No
is an
problem.
unbelievable gift that you've given us today.
Yep. Okay.
I cannot believe that a stranger such as you, someone as renowned as you and your party, would deign to give us so much money. This is unbelievable.
This is no time to be
all
humble.
good.
Your children are being kidnapped.
Yes.
May the 10th of Lipan always be known as Day of Lord Silren in the city of Zadash.
You know what? Yeah, I'll take it.
She
I'll
winks
take
and
a
says,
holiday.
"Just tell the Duke, and we'll make it happen. We will tell stories of your generosity for years to come, sir."
Hell yeah. I like it. All right. Cool. Let's go to the alleyway. I'm gonna write down in my inventory 1 holiday.
All right, so you head over to the alleyway next to Malamisto. It smells awful. It's a lot of big piles of garbage. As you get closer, a number of cats run away from the alley. It smells like piss and rain. It's not a fun place to be standing right now.
Wait, is this where the goblin lady pissed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Gross.
I would like to look for a secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Through the mountains. Secret tunnel. Although I don't actually expect it to be through any mountains.
Through the lakes of piss.
Can I don't know, investigate or something?
Where are you investigating? What are you looking for?
Secret tunnel.
Sewer grates,
Sewer grates,
any sort of access
Sewer
way
grates.
that'll
Manhole
Okay.
covers, if that's a thing in this world.
Yep.
I'm willing to push aside some trash or whatever to see if there's a thing behind it.
Okay.
Any holes in the ground or walls? Anything under stuff?
Okay. Everybody go ahead and make an
sorta-
investigation check. Who's looking, and tell me what you get.
Actually, is anyone here really good at finding things? Because my time may just be better spent, helping you rather than looking myself.
Potentially, my investigation is +2. So, is that better than yours?
It's twice as good as mine.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I would like to aid Bat.
Give me advantage.
Yes.
Can we both aid that?
Advantage
That's
doesn't
a
stack.
19.
You can add SIBO.
19. Okay. Anybody else?
I can roll, but I don't know if I'm gonna really do much with my -1 in my investigation.
It's up to you.
All right, I'll roll anyway. 17.
We're rolling high.
I got a 16.
I aided Bat, so I'm not rolling.
All right. So none of you find any secret passages or anything. The sewer is full of even more dirty water and a disgusting brown sludge that you don't want to know where it came from. However, all of you, all three of you, do see rat tracks, like palm prints, all over the place in this alleyway that you didn't quite notice before.
Do they seem to lead out of the alleyway?
They seem to
or are they
lead.
contained in the alleyway?
They seem to lead to the front door of Malamisto.
Okay, cool. So that kind of just confirms what we knew, but it also pretty much tells us that the only way into the temple is through the drow.
Hmm.
So is it
Yeah, you're the drow.
is it time for Plan B to go rile up a
Get
bunch of
paladins.
paladins?
Yeah, I guess.
Something I'm concerned about though with this plan, even though all of my plans are foolproof. This one may have an issue. If we get a bunch of paladins to go help us kill some demon worshippers and summoners and all that, then they may be like, "Ooh, what's this temple here? It's filled with filth and rats and vermin." Blah, 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 blah. Right?
They could.
We don't exactly
I don't know
have
much
an
about
insurance. I'm banking off the idea that we basically give them a quest rather than pay them. So we would be like, It's
Yeah.
like it's your duty. You swore an oath to rid this world of evil. Now help us kill these demons. It's your job or whatever, rather than paying a mercenary to help us specifically. But then if they're not going to do exactly what we say, they're just going to go kill the demons that we told them about. But then they may also be prone to killing rat people if they find them, evil or unpure or whatever. So, okay, we do have me now, but if you guys almost got your shit kicked in, and now they know you're here, I feel like having one extra person wouldn't actually help that much, and I think we should either go and appeal to the righteous fury of some paladins and clerics, see if we can get them to help, or go buy some mercenaries to help us with this.
Either one could be good. Question about the dungeon. Was the locked door, was that magic or no?
I don't think you ever detected. And then I think you also
Broke that
realized nobody
fucking
had
door.
detect magic.
We could have just broke the... Okay, well, if it is maybe magic, but we didn't even try. Damn.
Well, I have a wand that can do it 3 times, so I don't know. Maybe we should scout it out a bit.
The dungeon?
Yeah.
Well,
So you
not
said
the
that
dungeon,
is the door that goes down there now locked?
It was always locked.
Sibo looks at the footprints, and then it leads to Malomisto, and then he is starting to think that there's something going on inside, and then he's getting worried about people, the regular people in there, either getting eaten or get abducted or something, and then he is thinking about suggesting to maybe scout the area or try to get in or peek.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah.
I was just about to suggest probably setting in Bat specifically, since I'm assuming he's the sneakiest. We don't have to expend any resources. I can just give him my trickery god's blessing, or blessing of the trickster. I can give him my wand of magic detection. He can just scan around everywhere. But also in terms of people in there getting eaten by rats, it's possible, but it's probably not the same rats that were in this alleyway, since I thought those ones got, killed by the gods.
It's
Right.
worth investigating because we don't know if that will be the end of them or they have more. We never figured it out, so.
That's true. Is there a window in this alleyway?
There is actually. The window goes directly into the pub. You can kind of see through the window there are people in there.
Okay, and they're not dead.
No, they're drinking or working.
I think we're good, at least for now. But I agree that is probably a valid concern.
If it looks safe, maybe we can go in and investigate more, since footprints are leading that way.
From the footprints that we found, do the trails lead, just based on the orientation of the feet tracks, do they lead in or out of the tavern, or both?
Both, in fact.
Both. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are people's thoughts? I'm down to go in the pub.
Sure. I mean, I'll go in the pub, but I don't want to go into the tunnel unless we have some more backup.
Yeah, we're just gonna investigate the pub itself, not going in just yet.
Okay.
In case something happens, Bat, you should probably be the one to scout in the tunnel if we end up going there. So I hand him the wand of magic detection, which is an attunement, so he can just use it. And then also as he grabs it, I touch his hand and I give him blessing of the trickster.
I will, if I die, this is your fault, and I will haunt your grave.
Before Bat's off, how's Wasabi doing?
You have a look at Wasabi and you notice that he just looks really unwell. His skin doesn't look the same. healthy color. It's almost a bit green.
That's awful. Okay. Off you pop, bat.
Terrible joke. Anyway, so wait, am I going to go scout out now, or are we just going into the bar?
I think we're just going in the bar.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You have those just in case we end up scouting out.
Okay, let's go in. Head in.
Okay, so the party enters Malamisto.
Oh, fuck. I keep an eye on this kid.
The party enters Malamisto. It's not quite 11 o'clock yet, so it's not so many patrons are in the pub. You do see Caden Torellini kind of sitting by himself, drinking a large tankard of ale and getting quite sloshed by the looks of it. You also see the goblin lady kind of sitting in the corner, Wankle, who you met, some of you more than once. She's sitting at a table by herself, also drinking a large tankard of ale. And you see the same workers from before, the pale tiefling lady. You see Guillaume Yon, the bartender, is there once again. And it looks like a pretty relaxed morning here at Malamisto.
Sibo is going to approach the bartender.
Okay.
Has the rat problem been solved?
He looks at you, and it seems like he recognizes your voice and says, "Hey, is that Sibo? Or is your name Sibo or Bebo?"
Sibo.
Sibo?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, well, after you came back up here, the owner found out that you kicked a big hole in his cellar, and he's not happy about that. So we boarded it up this morning. It's possible that some rats escaped last night and were getting into fights with people. There were some big rats, apparently.
I'm just saying that I had to kind of open up the hole so I could actually, fit down there.
Yeah, no, yeah, we thought you were going to take care of our rat problem, but you made an even bigger hole in our cellar, and then some huge rats came out. And that wasn't really what we meant by taking care of the problem. You kind of made it worse. So the owner came by and had us boarded up this morning.
Okay, look, I'll be frank.
Thought you were a bat.
Anyway,
The problem is a lot bigger than just a few rats in your bar.
yeah, there's a lot more problems than a couple rats.
There's more.
And
yeah, we can tell there's a lot of rats.
Yes, no, but there's more than just rats down there. And the first time we investigated, we were caught off guard, meaning we didn't get to actually solve the problem. But this time, we'll be on top of it. If you'd be so kind to let us back through the cellar.
Hey, Ivil, that party with Syllren and his friends came back, and they want to go back down there. What do you think? So the short dwarf walks up to the party. He's ravenously munching on a crunchy baguette, and he puts his hand on your chest, Bat, and then puts his hand in front of you as if he's getting ready to shake your hand. And as he does so, you see crumbs falling all over his face and his beard. And he says, "Yes, I know I'm a disgusting troglodyte." And he shakes the crumbs from his beard onto the ground.
Then why would you wipe it on me? What the fuck are you doing? What's wrong with you?
He says, "My name's Ivil Ironfist. Glad to meet you."
Yo, saying your name doesn't answer what's wrong with you. Does not answer my question.
I own this pub, Malamisto, and I heard what you did last night. And I heard that you didn't quite do the job because we had that rat problem get even worse. The rats attacked a little girl. Did you know about that?
Yes, they got attacked by a mosquito monster that knocked them out with the power of sound.
Wow. He yawns and says, "Well,
Would
as
you
long as you're
like to
down
go
there,
down there and see
if
for
you-
yourself?
If you decide to go down there and kill the rats, you might as well kill the other things down there too, right?"
Did you not hear a gigantic fly with the power of sound?
If you're building a log cabin, you may as well just build a skyscraper, right? You may as well, right?
May as well.
That's the same logic that you just used. They're very different difficulties.
Sipo's
Go
gonna
ahead.
try to step up here when this is happening and
Mhm.
say, "We are sorry that we weren't able to solve the rat problem, but it was just more than
Who's
rat
we?
problem. So we found out there's way more things going on there, and then we were basically outsourced by all the other, things going down there. But as soon as we gather our, parties, we'll end it once and for all. You have our words."
He says, so is this it, the four of you? Are all the Sillies present?
No, we're missing one.
And perhaps we might gather more Sillies. And he giggles a little. Sibo finally gave in.
Yeah, I'm not giving in. I won't do it.
You have no choice on this, Gerald.
I mean, listen.
You are a silly, and the sooner you accept your fate, the sooner you'll be happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I've been called Bebo and Wizard and all that. So at this point, I just don't care.
That's not an insult though. Being called a wizard, that's not really an insult. That's just incorrect. Being called silly. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna maybe gather more party members.
Yeah.
Later. But
so, speaking of which, it seems like Melody was able to speak to the town crier earlier this morning. That she had returned from Shinebright's treehouse, and she's actually made her way to Malomisto, where she sees the party kind of at the front of the pub, talking to this dwarven guy about kind of negotiating what they want to do for the day.
Hey, long time no see.
welcome back.
Hello.
Hi. How did the cleaning go?
It was very boring, but I learned some good stuff. When we get a second to talk, I have some things you might be interested in knowing.
It's also good that you're here because we need to talk to some people, and you're the best at that.
Well, what can I do for you?
Should we talk about our plan in here where the rats may be able to hear us?
Ivil kind of lunges a little bit, leans in a little bit forward and says, "No, I boarded up the rat hole this morning, so I don't think the rats can hear you right now."
Well, sometimes things are worse than they appear to the naked eye.
I whisper to Ivil, "I'm speaking in code. I was referring to the things that summoned the mosquito monster that nearly killed them. They may have ways of getting around wood."
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's disgusting.
Yes, I know, it sucks. That's why I'm trying to speak in code.
So,
So I'm saying maybe we should not talk about our plan in here, and we will head outside. We'll come back once we're ready.
all right. Well, your reputation does precede you. I would be very open to having a conversation about you taking care of the business beneath my pub. I don't want any more rats crawling out here at night or in the daytime.
We've got you covered. It'll just take a little bit of preparation.
So can we head outside?
Yep.
Alright, I say to the party, I was speaking in code about speaking in code. I actually just didn't want to talk in front of the dwarf. He sucks.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
On the way outside, Caden, the little boy, actually shouts at Bat and says, "Back for more, are we?"
I hold my sword close.
I
fucking glare at this child.
He doesn't really pay any attention to you, Syllren, but he does pay attention to Bat.
I am not above killing kids. I have one rule, and that's don't kill kids, but that rule's negotiable if the kid's a dick.
Anyway, I'm not going to answer
The kid is making a
stupid
teasing face
child.
at Bat, sticking his thumbs in his ears and wiggling his fingers and says, "Ha ha 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 ha."
That's fine.
Yeah, it's a dumb kid. I'm not going to do anything.
Just if he takes off shit again, I'll beat him up.
Yeah.
All right, so the party's outside, kind of talking about their plans, outside of the earshot of the dwarf Ivil.
Melody, I want to hear what you learned, but also, I want to say, should we still go with the, hiring backup plan?
Probably, yeah. Because I think one more person could very much help this.
So Melody, what I heard from these guys is that they got their asses handed to them yesterday by a big mosquito monster demon thing, and there were 2 drow that summoned it, and they were probably cultists. So I was thinking, even with us 2, we would still probably not fare very well. But if we were to go to a temple of Tyr, the god of justice, then perhaps we could persuade some paladins into helping us, not necessarily by hiring them with money, but instead being like, it's your righteous duty, you made an oath to rid the world of evil, this is evil, go kill it, and all that. And you're good at, manipulating people, and that's kind of what this plan is. However, if our goal is to kill the drow and the demon that they summon, to then get into the rat temple behind them so that we can heal Wasabi. But paladins may be like, oh, rat people, disgusting, and then they'll kill the rat people. We don't want that. So the other plan could potentially be just hire a mercenary to help us.
There are 2 people who come straight to mind for that. And those are the fighter and the druid that I met in the bar the other day. We were at Malamisto, I sat down with them and asked them something about cats. I have no earthly idea where they are, but we've already started some kind of relationship with them, so they might be more inclined to help us, especially if we were able to promise them something at the end. If they were Coil of Mayhem drow, then there'd likely some money on them, and we could say that they would get that if and when the drow are taken care of with their monster thing, guys. But speaking of Coil of Mayhem, I conversation with Shinebright, and it sounds like there are 4 factions here in Virlinia, which is what I found absolutely interesting because I'm thinking of joining some of them. I need to do a bit more research before I join, and Coil of Mayhem is not the one I'm looking at. But there's Coil of Mayhem, Imbroglio, Order of the Silver Blades, and something of the Wild. And the 4 of them have different dedications. He's a part of Imbroglio, which has its symbol is a southwest pointing arrow tattooed somewhere. And they essentially make traps and puzzles and all the stuff that we find really annoying to go through. That's what they do. And then there's the Order of the Silver Blades, which kind of infiltrate the government and generally just run politics and fight, and that's what interests me. I'd love to be a part of that, like, subterfuge kind of stuff. Then there's the Something of the Wild, which starts with an E, which they fight for justice and equality, especially regarding wild creatures and wild lands and the like. And then there's the Coil of Mayhem, and we don't like the Coil of Mayhem, and you all know essentially what their goal is. So that is something that I'm interested in looking into. Plus, I got this letter. Pulls out the letter of recommendation. Very proud. I can maybe speak to Twitch. And she puts it away. So there's that. And
Hold up. What do these factions like? What's the deal with joining one of the factions?
see, that I don't even know. I mean, I need to do more research before I join because I have a feeling these are things that you don't join nor leave lightly. I think this could be helpful for future things if we were to go on and fight more evil things, for us to have someone who is a part of a faction on our side. But that's not something that we can do in time to go save Wasabi because he's not looking great.
Yeah.
In fact, the party is noticing Wasabi is kind of sneezing, and this yellow-green snot is expelling from his tiny rat nostrils. He really doesn't look well.
Bat, can I try and hold him and comfort him?
Be my guest.
Can she do a medicine check to try and see if she can help him since she has experience with animals?
Yeah.
Not to heal him, but to make him feel better and live a little bit longer.
Okay. give him some comfort, respite,
Yes.
hospice care. Yeah.
That's medicine, that would be 4. Animal handling, that would be 7.
Unfortunately, you don't know anything from prior engagement with rats to know what specifically would give him a little bit more solace. But you do know that he looks very unwell, and you're not quite sure how many more days he has left on this planet.
I'm so sorry about Wasabi.
It's all fine if we can heal him.
Do we have an idea of where we could find those druid fighter people?
Nope.
I think we should ask the bartender or the owner to see where they're about, and then perhaps we can meet them up.
You said that the mosquito thing knocked you guys out from like the sound it made.
Yeah.
Melody, you have the silence spell, correct? That could, if we go in there and we start another fight and they summon another one of those things, you could just put a silence around us so we can't hear anything, and then we just beat up the casters. And then whoever summoned the thing will eventually lose concentration, the thing will disappear, and then it's a 5v2. We just kick their shit in.
True.
Well, if it's a verbal spell, if I summon silence before they even summon the creature, then if that spell requires verbal components, they can't even do the spell.
Quite true.
But before we go into a battle, my silence aura, it might be good if we came up with some signals so we could communicate better than just coming up with gestures and hoping people understand.
Yes. Can I do an Arcana check real quick to know what spell they would be casting to summon a Chasme?
Yeah, go ahead. Anybody can do it.
Only +1. But I've been rolling high. Okay. Average 10. Can I think of this
I'll
specific
roll
spell?
something.
Specifically, is the spell a verbal spell?
So you're not sure what spell, but you're pretty sure there is a verbal component.
Yeah, so I rolled a 21.
So you definitely
spell?
know that spell would require a verbal component.
Sick.
Yes. So, yeah, if we can be sneaky enough and get the surprise on them, I can help you be sneaky, Melody. You may just be the first one. You peek around the corner, aided with magic, you're very sneaky. You cast silence, they can't summon anything. And we don't necessarily need to be silent ourselves, so the only way for them to leave the silence area is for them to approach us. How big was the room?
Door would have been a good choke point for that.
Yeah, we did get, like, we had to mostly fight in a hallway while they were in the room.
Do you think a silence spell could cover the entire room?
Potentially.
20-foot radius.
Yeah, it was pretty small room.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is it 40 feet across or less?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Okay, then we should be good. If we silence the room, they can't cast any spells, but if you don't hit the hallway with silence, we can cast verbal spells. Basically, all of my spells are verbal, by the way. I can pass without a trace us, so we can get there without... Also, we're outside right now, right?
Yep.
We're not discussing anything. Cool. I can cast Pass Without a Trace on us, and they won't see us coming. And I can also Blessing of the Trickster you, Melody, so you can get in with your silence thing. And then I can use my second level spell slot to try and hold person one of them. And then if they fail, they're fucked. Because they're paralyzed for a minute. And like, you can stab them in the throat super easily if they don't move.
So does that sound like we're just going to go in again ourselves and hope it works with this better plan, which sounds actually pretty decent?
I think that would work. Now that we have, I worry that they may prep somewhat since they know, but also they can't catch us by surprise this time. We know that they're there, and we know that they're two casters. What?
Yeah, they also don't know that. The new members of the party, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. They don't know how many of us there are. And the issue with the Paladin plan is, they may not stop at the drow. They may continue killing things through the rats, which is against our interests. And the problem with mercenaries is it costs us money. And if we can avoid spending money on this thing, then...
And if I have both of those stealth things, plus my own +5 bonus, that would be +20, I think, or something along those lines.
You would have +15 and advantage.
Wow, that'd be a lot.
advantage is effectively +5. So yeah.
So I feel like I could get in there, check out what they're doing and how many there are and where they are and if there's a creature or whatnot, and come back and tell you before we even go in. So that way, if there is too much for us to handle, we can always leave and come back.
Okay, but also, what are we going to do about the rats, though? The rats are an issue, but they're also the people we're trying to appeal to. Do you think we can be like, hey, it's cool to have a temple here, but don't, send your rats upstairs to eat children?
Yeah.
What if they're just like, no? What do we do then? I think we bring that up after we get Wasabi healed.
Yeah.
Because then if they're like, no, fuck you, we can be like, alright, then we'll kill you.
Maybe we get the paladins involved after all that.
Yes. That may be smart.
I don't know, it feels like an appropriate time.
Sibo's gonna ask Bat about the information that the Drows gave us about becoming an apprentice to the Rat King, and how they can acknowledge how they can acquire knowledge over controlling the rats, was it? Or healing the rats?
I don't remember.
Well,
Like
it was it was something that I thought it could be a way for you to not only control other rats, but also heal, like save Wasabi as well. So I thought that was also could be a useful way.
Potentially.
Wait a minute. If we're trying to get into the rat temple, maybe these drow are with the rat temple and we shouldn't kill them.
No, so
they're trying to
what
find the rat
Drows
temple.
were doing was that they told us that they want to be apprenticed to Rat King to acquire certain knowledge which they did not disclose to us. But they were basically saying that, and then I said, it seems like we have common interests. Why don't we team up? And they were like, no, we work alone, and that's not going to happen. So that's how we departed in our separate ways. So I was wondering, maybe if we can take the Drows out or take them out of the equation, perhaps Bat can step up to be the apprentice and solve this, complicated issue.
Potentially. But, I mean, whatever their solution to healing the rat is, I'll take it. And if that's their solution, sure. But, I don't know. I don't particularly want to be tied down to an apprenticeship. I mean, that's not really what I want to... Because, we'd have to be here all the time. That'd probably limit me adventuring and stuff and fighting and doing all that. But if that's their solution, I'll take it.
Well, I think, at least trying to acquire, inside information will probably be beneficial to say not only saving Wasabi, but solving this, complicated situation. So, I mean, I'm not saying you have to agree to be the apprentice. I'm saying I think we should sort of lead into that and then get what we want from the Rat King.
Sure.
Don't we want... I mean, this is all fine and dandy, but shouldn't we take care of the drow before this?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, step 1 of this plan. I cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone here, including Wasabi.
Okay.
Melody, do you have Twitch with you, or are you alone?
I have
today?
Twitch with me. I wouldn't leave her anywhere. Last time I left my kitten with someone, she ran away. And wouldn't it be best to wait for the Pass Without Trace until we approach the thing?
It lasts for an hour, and we're like right outside.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Can I ask, does Blessing of the Trickster, can you have both Blessing of the Trickster
That is not
and
concentration.
can you have them both active on the same player?
Yeah.
Okay.
You cannot generally you can't stack the same effects, but these are two different effects.
Okay, I thought so. Just checking.
Actually, if we're all stealthing down, I'll probably put it on Ymir since he is to cancel out the clankiness of his armor.
Yeah, you're probably the least stealthy of the whole group because you're so big. Goliath problems. So it's somewhere around 11 in the morning. The party's outside. Kind of seems like they have a plan.
So, let's go.
Yep.
She walks.
All right, we've got a plan, I say to the dwarf, and we're going down there, but don't tell anyone.
And he at this point he's almost done eating his baguette. He's spilling crumbs everywhere, and he opens his mouth and more crumbs fall on the ground. And he says, "So the deal is, you kill the rats down there, right?
We'll deal with the rat problem, yes.
You will deal with the rat problem. Make sure to bring back their tails, so we know exactly how many rats were down there.
All right,
Got that?
full disclosure, we may not end up killing them, but we will stop the rat problem.
The big issue that we're trying to solve here is that the rats no longer enter your bar, right?
Yeah.
So keep
And
them out of
rat,
it.
I will also
keep
say,
them out of my bar. Yes.
I will also say rats are an issue. However, I think the more dangerous direct issue are the two powerful spellcasters who can summon demons. So those are our priority first.
You know, if they're down there, they've kept themselves very quiet. And they haven't stolen from me the same way those rats have gotten into my wheat and my oranges and my apples and the whole pantry.
We'll
Or
take
y'all
care
are
of everything
very
for
bad
this.
at your job, and you simply cannot find them for some reason.
I'm
But-
here running a business, Mr. Monk. It's not like I have time to go adventuring like you lot.
It's
Are
a
you-
cellar that you own. I'd expect that you know if
It-
people
it-
were squatting in there.
It may also be that that kid who steals things a lot.
Oh, Caden, you think he's stealing from me? We've got our eyes on
He's-
him all day
he's-
long. I hope
he's-
it's not him.
The first thing he ever did to us was stole from us. So
Did he?
that's kind of his only character trait to us right now.
He's a little
And he's-
brat, isn't he?
He sucks. Yes, right? He's the worst.
Yeah, but you know what? He also is a steady stream of income. His dad always gives him money to buy beer, and I happily accept.
Who's his dad?
That's immoral.
His dad, Ernie Tortellini.
I'm sorry. I think of the Squidward saying tortellini every time I hear the name tortellini.
You know, Ernie heads up the Order of the Nib here in town. He's very powerful, so it's kind of why I don't really touch Caden and let him get away with stuff. But
Yes.
as far as I can tell, he has not stolen from me.
So would you let us
Well,
down
he is
to your
good at
cellar
it,
to go take
So
care
you
of?
wouldn't tell.
I guess I can get a hammer and undo the boards. You think you'd be able to clear everything that's down there in a day?
Oh shit, can we... You're going to have to take down the boards loudly for us to get down there, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean,
That's unfortunate.
it's the only way to get you down there unless you can pass through wood.
If you'd like, we can take care of unboarding the hole and everything.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
You have a hammer then, or do you need to borrow mine?
Can we borrow yours?
You can.
Thank you.
Do you have another one?
I'm afraid I just have the one, so you better bring this one back, and bring yourselves back in one piece. And he leads the group over to the front door of the pantry. He
Thank
says to you, "So before I let you down there, how much would you like for completing this deed of preventing the rats from returning?"
Well, since this is our second attempt, since they're so deadly and we were almost destroyed last time around, I have a feeling something like 75 gold a head would be fair, since these are lives we're fighting for.
He looks over at Syllren and says, "You're the leader of this party, right?"
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Does 75 sound fair to you, sir?
75 per person? Yes.
He laughs and puts his hand out and wipes some more crumbs out of his beard and says, "You have a deal."
The
He's
Melody
waiting.
prestidigitates him and his hand clean prior to
Thank you.
His eyes are experiencing wonderment, and he's like, "Wow, that's a neat little trick there you got there, Bart."
yeah, it's gonna
Thank
be
you."
20 gold.
What'd you say?
You are now in debt to us.
That's gonna be about 20 gold.
For cleaning his beard of crumbs.
Yep. We fix your entire life just by doing that.
Instead of the 20 gold, how about just a round on the house when we get back?
Of course. So 75 gold ahead. Good luck down there. And he also hands you a torch and says, "Do you need a light?"
We'll be okay. Wait, will we? Wait, is light...
Yes, we need the
concentration.
light. We need torch.
Yeah, Ymir can't see in the dark.
Yes,
He looks at you, Ymir, and says, "You have oil, or you need oil too?"
I cast light on something, but also we shouldn't do this now. Light can be easier controlled, and it's not concentration, and it's a cantrip, so it costs no resources from us, and I can easily get rid of it and activate it at will, whereas a torch is a bit messier, and it could go out. But also we shouldn't do that right now if we're going to be stealthing up.
So
Okay.
thank you for the torch, but we'll be okay.
He puts the torch back in the barrel and says, "All right, well," he points to his cellar and says, "You see the boards down there? Just pry them off and good luck."
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope Palor is looking down on you this afternoon.
Oh, now it's snowing.
So the reason I asked for us to pry it off is that with our pass without trace, we head downstairs, and with our pass without trace standing in front of the boards, could we try and stealthily remove the boards?
Yeah, you can. So who's doing that?
I can.
Okay, go for it. Make a stealth check.
I give her blessing of the trickster while she's doing that, and we're
Okay.
all standing still.
32.
Nice.
Yeah, so you managed to pry the wooden slats off very gingerly, not really making a noise. And Ivil whispers to you, "That's some pretty impressive handiwork, little one. Good job, Bard."
Bye. Thank you for your help, but we got it from here.
All right. And he takes the hammer back from you and says, "I'll be here all day. Again, Palor be with you."
And with you.
He sort of puts his hands to his chest and bows and wishes you luck on your way down the hole in the wall that Ymir kicked yesterday.
And Melody stealths down the hallway.
Okay, so, yeah, can you tell me actually the order in which you'd like to be going down this hole? Melody's first.
If we're moving again, I will give blessing of the trickster back to Ymir. I will also gladly be in the back or second to last.
Okay.
Should probably go first or somewhere near first because I'm stealthy and whatever.
I think I need to be in front to cast silence before we enter the room.
Oh yeah, that's true. So Melody first, then me, then
Well, Sipo is the best from afar out of any of us.
oh wait, Ymir, maybe
Yeah.
probably Ymir.
And
Then
Sibo in behind?
then Sibo in the back, and then
Okay.
yeah, Silren.
So Silren is behind Ymir.
Yep.
Yes? Okay.
Okay, so just to confirm, it's Melody, Bat, Ymir, Silren, Sibo.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Cool.
So for some of you, this is your first time entering this location, so I'll kind of like narrate first what you see. So the party enters through this like hole in the wall that Ymir created, and the hole slopes downward into what appears to be a human or animal-made maze of some kind. It's hand-hewn that looks smoothed over with both human and non-human, maybe animal hands, and tools. There seems to also be scaly footprints and handprints over the walls and ceilings. The material of the walls and floor is stone. It's very cold down here and almost no illumination. There are some candles that you see on the floor. Most of them are not lit. And you don't see any sconces for torches on any of the walls. So it is, in fact, quite dark. There's a very unsettling feeling that at any moment, something's going to crawl out of the ground. Melody, where you are right now, you're standing in the middle of a passageway that continues either north or east.
Okay. She's gonna look back at Bat and point in both directions questioningly, or Emir, the whole party. Which way do I go?
Gerald just said he's going, but can I briefly play as Bat and say Bat peeks around the corner and looks both ways?
Yep.
What does he see?
He sees nothing.
He has dark vision.
Well, I mean, he doesn't see any creatures.
Yeah, I know, but what's the difference between the two directions?
Oh, well, so if you go right, Bat actually never went down that corridor. Only Emir did, and Emir remembers that the corridor turns a couple times and then continues down a long way. But Emir never explored further than that. If you continue north, the corridor turns to the left very quickly, and at the end of that hallway is a metal door that seems to be in front of a staircase that goes down. The corridor also continues going south. So there's more than one. You could either...
How do we
south.
get to the drow?
On the pathway down there, it's kind of...
So Sibo is gonna try to explain and basically point that we met drow here, somewhere around here.
So Melody's gonna stealth up here and go look. I don't know.
Wait, let's stick together. Also, I don't have control of my token.
Oh, sorry.
Does anything happen along the way while we're going there?
Yes, along the way you hear sounds like pitter-patter of footsteps, either inside the walls or coming from the floor beneath you. It feels as if there's some sort of centipede or rat or something very close to you.
I wonder if it's a rat. Should we roll stealth?
You could all roll stealth, yeah.
I think it was implied that we're doing this stealthily.
Yeah, you all have the pass without trace still.
Yeah.
18.
So what's that?
18 for stealth,
So
Melody.
it's your normal stealth plus 10. And
Okay.
Ymir, you have advantage, which cancels out the disadvantage from your armor, so you roll flat.
That seems broken, but maybe I'm just dumb.
Pass that a trace? Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And it's
plus
not.
15.
Yeah.
It is concentration though.
This plus
So
10
that's a
is kind of
27.
ridiculous.
That's
Yeah.
a 27.
27 for Bat. Okay, anybody else?
24 for
16.
Sibo.
24 and 25. Okay, Silren, are you doing it too?
I got 25.
25. Okay, so
And I rolled a nat 3, so 18.
seems like if there was something crawling in the walls or underneath you, it's not made itself known.
All right, I'm gonna have my bow out.
Melody stealth over here in front of the door, and I get the whole room.
I can't really see around the corner too much, I'm assuming, but I'm gonna prepare my bow. I'm just gonna hold it taut, and I'm gonna prepare my action to shoot the first enemy that I see.
And I'm gonna cast it centered here, so that I get the whole room. But don't only get these 2 squares in the hallway.
I'm gonna prepare to throw a dart at the first creature.
No, I'll
Okay.
cast it. I'll cast it down here, on this square.
You can also prepare to dash up to the first enemy you see.
That
Yeah, I
is
see
true.
that. So Melody is getting ready to cast silence into the room. Bat is getting ready to throw a dart. Soren's getting ready to. Is it
I have my bow out. I have my long
Have your
bow.
bow?
Shoot the-
Emir or
shoot the first
Sibo?
one.
Do you have any actions ready?
I'll get my bow ready.
Oh, real quick. Bat, cast detect magic with the wand.
No, it's on a different door.
Still do it. It is 3 charges. If that runs out of charges, I can also cast it.
So I'm gonna detect magic with the thing.
Okay. You definitely detect. What's the radius of it?
30 feet from him.
30 feet from you.
It also can't go through every material.
Oh.
If the door is lead, then it's very anti-divination.
Stone? What about
It's
stone?
a very bizarre.
The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it's blocked by 1 foot of stone,
1 foot of stone,
1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay, in that case, Bat, you don't detect anything magical from that radius.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
So I open the door.
It's a stuck wooden door with a doorknob. So you turn the doorknob and it's stuck. You can't open it.
Okay, but so Bat would also be able to detect any magic through the door.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, yeah. What is it? 3 feet of wood? Yeah, you can detect through that door, and Bat did not detect any.
Okay. How is it stuck? Is it banged up?
Like you need to pull on it or push on it in order to get through. Like something has warped the wood a little bit. It was stuck before too. Last time the party was down here. Okay. So this isn't anything new.
She tries to pull on the door or push it until it opens.
Okay, give me a strength check.
We could also have Ymir just charge through, and then as soon as the door bursts open, you cast silence.
We could do that too. You want to? Well,
I think that could work.
That works for me. So, do I ready my action to just beeline at the first enemy in front of me, sort of thing?
I think it's also just charging through the door will initiate combat, and then all of our prepared actions will go off.
Fair enough.
So that means Ymir's going to step to the front and try to bash the door.
Cool.
Ymir, can you give me a... Oh,
strength
yeah?
check?
Yeah, give me a strength check.
Sibo?
Oh, Sibo?
So Sibo wants to suggest whoever is in the front to put their ear towards the door and see if they can feel or hear anything.
That's a good idea. If they know we're here, I may as well cast light now.
we're still stealthy,
Yes,
I think.
but they may know we're here.
So you just told Ymir to listen at the door, Sibo?
Yeah. And then hinting at the last time what happened, and Ymir kind of has a light bulb above his head. He's like, oh.
Yeah, hopefully. Ymir, do you remember anything?
I remember, bursting through the door and all of us kind of going, oh, we need to not fight these things, scramble, and I got knocked out.
Okay, so what are you going to do?
Put a listen to the door before I just kick it open, I guess.
Okay, give me a perception check.
All right.
And Melody is gonna turn to everyone else and just can she do that for a help action and help him so he can have an advantage?
Help Ymir?
Yeah, by
Okay.
shushing everyone.
All right, so go with advantage. 9.
Ymir, once again, you don't hear anything behind this door.
Let's go back at the party, kind of.
You're also
Great,
sort of
great,
questioning, why are you here again? Why are you going back to where somebody yesterday wanted to sacrifice you?
Yeah, kind of having a lot of questions why are we really doing this again?
Look, it's all for the rat.
Sibo
Actually,
is
that
going to
sounds like
suggest...
what a cultist would say. It's all for wasabi.
I'm just gonna shrug my shoulders and kick the door.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Okay, if we're losing surprise, real quick, I'm going to cast light on Melody's instrument.
Okay.
Should we be prepared to yet or silence, or is that still in play?
You're going to try to bash down the door stealthily?
I don't know if you can do that with the silence spell over the room.
Well, I mean, if it's silent, then it wouldn't make any sound, but they would probably still notice the door flying
Yes,
off.
they would. They
There'd
would
be that
definitely
visual
notice the
component.
door.
I think the silence isn't just for surprise. The silence is also so they can't cast spells.
All right, fair enough. So, I don't know how I should handle that. I don't want to.
So Sibo is gonna ask Melody, who's right behind Emir, to maybe help Emir with this and see if she can hear anything beyond the door.
Oh. Okay.
She walks up, squeezes past Emir, and listens at the door.
Hey, Melody, give me a perception check.
That's a 7.
Melody, you can't hear anything behind this door. You're not even sure there was anything here yesterday.
All right, guys, stand aside. This is how you listen to a door. And I push past them, and I want
Okay.
to put my ear to the door. 19.
All right, so hold on. I'm going to push you to the front, actually. Sillies, you hear 3 voices. Sillies, what languages do you speak, by the way?
I speak Common and Elvish.
So you hear 3 voices speak in a language that you know is Drow, but you don't know exactly what they're saying. But there are 3 people, 3 Drow, I guess, in there.
Is Drow a different language than Elvish in this setting?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just looked it up. Apparently, it's different.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
In base D&D, I don't think that's a thing, but it could be different in this setting.
I just looked it up on Forgotten Realms, and it says
Okay.
it's different. It's different.
Does Syllren seem to hear anything? Does Melody note that Syllren hears something?
Sillies, did you give it any indication?
I'm gonna silently nod. Wait, I heard 3 voices?
Correct.
Okay. I look back at them, and I go,
You're mouthing 3 people, so people.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sillies is definitely mouthing some words. You might need to make an insight check to see if you have any clue what he's saying.
I can also, as I'm walking back to my place, I can just stealthily whisper it to them.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
There are 3 people instead of 2, so something's up.
Ooh, that's not good.
I think we just go in. We just,
Yeah,
Any
yeah,
longer here, and our surprise is ruined if it's not already.
I agree. Let's just go in.
I prepare my bow, and I also cast light on Melody's thing.
Okay,
I prepare to cast silence 20 feet away from me.
got it. So that's 10
And
feet in
I-
front of 10. That's 10 feet in front of Emir, right?
Well, I'm thinking that she would be able to have. She's little, so I don't know if this is a thing, but this is why I keep putting her in the wall. That she would be able to stand in another character's space, or
Mhm.
at least be between 2 characters, so that she would be in front and be able to cast it from the door, like the instant it opens, over here, is the goal.
Okay. Anybody else readying something?
I'm still readying to throw a dart.
So Emir, do you want to bash this door down, or what are you doing?
I guess I'm just gonna sigh, just kind of like shrug my shoulders and kick the door.
Wait, where is Melody right now?
She ran up to stand next to Emir.
Okay.
Emir, give me a strength roll, please.
Right. Oh man, no advantage either, so that's gonna be a bad kick. How does 8 sound?
A voice from behind the door shouts at you. It says, "Who's there? Who's disturbing our lair?"
Can I kick again?
All hail the rat god! All hail the rat god! I've come to seek pilgrimage to the rat god's lair, and I heard there were rat clerics. They don't
So you're
recognize my
you're
voice,
shouting this,
hopefully. Yeah.
Emir can hear a muffle of confused voices. And the voice shouts back at Emir, "You have no business here! Go home!"
I really want to. I come seeking your aid. I've come to pledge myself to you and your righteous quest, ye clerics.
Emir, can you make another perception check, please? This time with advantage, because you've been at the door for a little bit, so you're kind of getting a sense of the gravity of the people or objects in the room.
The door is stuck, and
16.
I
16?
step bro, come help the door.
Melody, could you also make a perception check, please, for the same reasons?
With advantage?
Yeah, yes.
That's a 13.
So Melody, you don't really hear anything, but however, Emir, you detect the presence of probably 4 creatures in this room.
4?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But you're not really sure. But you're not really sure because you're also hearing a void of silence. So you're getting really confused about what you can actually hear in this room.
We're going to fight and kill them. Now, sounds like a bad idea, but also they kind of already know we're here. So,
I think we may have to change to a subterfuge tactic.
Like we did with the cultists?
Yes, so I don't know, maybe the 3 people they recognize should not be here, or else the jig would be up.
So Melody will motion, she'll like point at Emir, Bat, and Sibo, and just like...
Yeah, I'm gonna stealthily head out.
Sibo, don't go that far.
Sibo ran far away from the door. All right, so Sibo and Bat back up. Emir backs up. So Melody's right at the front door. Syllren is close. And
right.
what do you do?
If I scream the code word penis, that means come in here and kill all of the enemies. Sound good? Or also, alternatively, if you hear nothing at all, including talking or footsteps, that means Melody casted silence and you come in here and kill all the enemies.
Okay.
And Melody calls out, "I've joined my friend on our pilgrimage to the Great Rat Temple. Would you help us open this door and praise the Great Rat King?"
So Melody, silence is 15-foot radius. Is that right?
Yes,
That's
but she's gonna hold the readied spell, but not gonna cast it as soon as the door opens this time around.
Oh, I thought you cast it already. You didn't cast it.
No, I think she was holding it until the door opened.
that was my readied spell.
But now it's a different round, so she's changing it.
Okay, so what do you say again? What you're doing?
So she's gonna keep silence in the back of her mind.
Okay.
But call out all these things about joining the pilgrimage and praying to the Rat King and whatnot.
The voice is clearly a drow voice, and it says to you, "Go on your way."
But this is our way.
There's nothing here but our lair. Go home.
We've come to pledge ourselves to you. In eternal servitude.
Can you make a persuasion or deception check?
Yes, I can.
Melody's gonna help by saying, "And we thought we would cover up by saying we were coming for the Rat King, just in case someone else was overhearing us."
Does that give me advantage?
What did you get, Syllren?
Well, does that count as Melody helping me?
Yeah, that counts as help.
Okay, cool. 12.
Well, there's no response. Positive or negative, there's just no response.
I am a mighty warrior, and I wish. I'm looking for someone to lead me. I'm just so powerful, but so lonely, and I need someone to guide me. Just all this raw strength and rippling muscle. I just don't know where to point it. But if someone were to, tell me to go vanquish their enemies, then I really could. But I don't know.
Melody and Soren, could you both make a Constitution save, please?
Okay.
15.
Also
And-
15.
Okay.
Good luck,
Would she then
unconscious.
know that a spell has just been cast on them?
Not a spell, but both of you hear this weird droning, buzzing sound,
Silence.
and
And
it
she
doesn't affect you.
She casts silence through the door.
Are we used to it now?
If you make the save, then yes.
Okay, so we don't need to worry about the drone. And I'm
You
pretty sure
don't.
the other. Yeah.
Yeah, Emir's kind of trembling a smidge bit, if he can hear that at all.
You can't hear it from where you are, but you've seen what happened to you before.
So she casts silence 20 feet in front of her on the other side of the door there where I put the little thingy.
Gotcha. So you no longer hear that buzzing sound.
Okay. And they can't hear any sound as well. No sound can go in or come out or be created anywhere.
That's
in
correct.
The spell.
In the 15-foot radius.
So
That's
if they can't hear me, I yell penis.
So, yeah, I guess I dart around the corner and try to kick the door open again.
And I will prepare my action to.
So this means Emir's going to make his way all the way to the front?
Yeah, hopefully getting a running start should help with busting the door down, maybe.
Yeah, that's my hope.
And Emir, once you're at the front, go ahead and make a strength check.
Alrighty.
Just charging forward with running
16,
distance.
21.
21. And Emir, you can't hear any buzzing noise or anything, by the way. Okay. But Emir, you do manage to bash open the door, and inside you see a small room about 15 feet long and 30 feet wide. And in the room you see 3 drow and a giant flying creature with 2 huge red eyes. And the fly had readied an attack on you, Emir, as soon as you open the door.
Cool. Can I also use my ready to action to shoot the fly?
Yeah. So let's. I think I want to do this in order first, all the ready movements, and then get initiative.
All right.
So the first thing that would happen is open the door. The chasma kind of like uses its long proboscis to try to stab you in your front, Emir. That's 17.
My armor class is 18.
Misses. Wow.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Emir, once this attack happens, you can feel the weight of the proboscis touch your chest, and you immediately realize this thing could kill you dead in one successful attack. Syllren had a ready action, which is to shoot the bow at the
Yes, 19.
19 hits.
7 damage.
Okay.
All right, I yell out to the people who can hear me because everyone else is in the silent zone. There's a fire truck. That's not what I yell. Maybe we should back up and draw the drow out since the Kazmi can't go through the hallway.
Okay.
Or if you have some AoE melody, you could blow them up. And I don't know. Do you have shatter or something? Okay.
Melody, did you have a ready action, a different ready action, by the way?
I mean, she would have probably, out of all of the spells that she has, well, she'd probably just ready her, crossbow.
Okay.
And be right there. And sorry for the drawing, my computer is weird.
No, it's fine. We can still see. All right. In that case, can everybody please roll for initiative?
Does it even seem like there's an entrance to the rat temple here?
Yeah, there's another door, but it was locked.
I rolled.
People got 16.
16 for Sibo.
7.
7 for Melody.
13.
13
Ymir
for
rolled
Matt.
20.
Okay,
Good.
so 9 for Silren.
Yes.
All right, let me get these other characters in.
Would Melody be allowed to shoot her crossbow then?
As a ready to action, right when Ymir opens the door.
Yeah, since she'd already used her silence. Okay, so she
No,
used...
because if your silence was your ready to action, you could use your bow in your next turn.
Okay.
Well, she casted silence, and then there was a good bit where I said penis, and then Ymir charged through.
Oh, so the silence wasn't used as a ready to action. She just did it.
Yeah.
Or it might have been a ready to action, and then like the next round, Ymir bust open the door.
Okay, so yeah, I'll let you shoot your arrow as a ready to action, assuming, because the silence would have happened already, and then we'll get into the turn order.
Okay. So that is a 15.
15 hits.
And that does 8 damage.
8 damage. So you see this large creature beating its wings and its eyes orienting at you and at Syllren in the distance, and it seems to be like bleeding from the arrow that you've gotten in its back. And this thing is a very large fly creature. It starts like hovering up and down, and it looks like it's ready to strike the closest enemy, which is actually Ymir. So I'm gonna go ahead and type in the turn order so everybody knows.
And all 3 drow should be affected by my silence.
That looks right.
Would it be okay if you turned on the bars so we can see how wounded these 4 things are?
All right, so Ymir's going to be first.
Slash the Chasme. with my axe.
Should we try to draw them back, perhaps?
Can I hear you when you said that earlier?
Well, Syllren
Yeah, you're not in the
can
sound
hear
set.
you, but Syllren can hear you.
Why is Ymir in the sound
Yeah,
set?
actually, Ymir, you're right outside of the radius. It's 15 feet, so you can both hear each other.
So fall back, basically try to pull everything out.
Okay. So do you want to back up then, Ymir, or what are you doing?
Yeah, can I take disengage as an action then?
You can.
Right.
You're gonna back up.
Or
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe he can hit and then go back.
That's up
Yeah,
to
can I
Ymir.
Can I take disengage as a bonus action?
No, unless you
Unless
have
you're
some
a
sort of
rogue.
feature.
All right. Never mind then. Because yeah, I've
Oh, I'm sorry. The radius is 20 feet for silence. I thought it was 15. In that case, Ymir, you're in the radius, so you can't hear Syllren. I mean, you can't be heard by Syllren. Yeah, thank you, Kat. I didn't realize it was 20 feet. So silence
makes it
radius
like
is
that?
20 feet. Yeah. And in any case, Ymir, it's your turn. And so you're disengaging and moving back.
I suppose so. Because actually, if I wanted to, I could use action surge, which gives me an additional action per turn. So could I, attack them and then use my action surge to disengage?
Yeah, you can do that.
Let me see. I'll roll to hit. So I got a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
All right, and shoot, wrong guy. Pay attention. Was it 8 plus 5, so 13?
Tell us how you hit this creature.
Diagonal slice across its many eyes. I say many eyes, it's two big old red things.
So it lands squarely in the creature's face, causing a huge gash across where its pincers are coming out of its mouth. You can see the drow are all shouting something at you, but you can't make out what they're saying because they're in the cone of silence. But the fly is sort of like rearing and backing up upon being struck by you.
Yeah, I took disengage.
Then you're doing action surge and taking disengage and moving back 5 feet.
Yes, sir.
All right. So next act is Sibo. So Sibo is like behind everybody, and Not sure what he's going to do. There's not quite enough room for you to enter the passageway that leads to the door to this lair.
One step here,
Okay.
and ready my bow.
So that if you see anything, you're going to shoot it?
Yeah, if I see an enemy.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay, so... Okay, I gotta think about this. All right, so Emir, Melody, Syllren all notice that the drow magician...
Did Ymir not back up?
No, he did.
Okay.
They all notice the magician kind of moving forward, and she's saying something, but obviously you can't hear her. And it looks like she's very disappointed at her predicament. And she throws a dagger at Emir. And she's going to do that at disadvantage because there's a big creature in front of her.
Okay, and the other two drow are not magicians?
Correct.
Okay. Focus the spellcaster. If we beat her up, the Casmi will go away.
Okay, let's see here. It's plus what? Okay. Oh, no, that's an 11. That is not going to hit Emir. Emir's too strong. So that's the end of her turn. We're going to turn next to Bat.
Can I look around the corner and shoot the cashmere with my wand of magic missile?
Shoot the caster.
Shoot, yeah, that's true.
Up to you, Bat. What do you want to do?
Sorry, yeah, I shouldn't micromanage.
No, that is true though. I'm gonna shoot the caster with the.
So you're gonna duck into the corridor, shoot the caster. There's no save on this.
Yeah,
And-
it's auto damage unless she has the shield spell.
Yeah.
Oh, I do know what spell she has. Let me see. Does she have heal?
It's 3 1d4 plus 1s. It's plus 1, 5 damage.
Okay, so it definitely the magical darts definitely strike her, and she's like taken aback as she leans on the wall. So you've definitely damaged her by this.
Okay, I've done
Also,
5.
If she's concentrating on a spell, each of the individual darts cause a concentration check.
Oh, really?
They're
That's
each
12
separate sources of
damage.
damage.
Yeah, that's 12 damage in total.
Okay.
And
Each missile is a concentration.
And the DC for concentration is 10 or half the damage, whichever is higher. So none of these are 22 damage, so it's 3 DC 10 concentration checks.
So Bat spell attack doesn't come into play. It's just a flat DC 10.
Yeah, yes.
Yep.
It just hits.
If you're concentrating on a spell and you take damage and you make a
Yep.
Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on it, and the DC for that is 10 or half the damage, whichever one is higher.
10 or half the damage, whichever one is higher.
So if a spell did 22 damage, the DC would be 11 rather than 10. But if it is ever 20 or less damage, then the DC is always 10.
So to simplify, I'm trying to understand all of this.
She needs to make 3 DC 10 concentration checks.
Okay, I'll do that first. 7, 18, and 12. So she passed 2, fails 1. What happens?
If she failed 1, then the spell goes away. If she's concentrating on summoning the cast.
She is. So the chasma disappears.
No more cash.
Woo! Okay,
Let's go.
let's go.
Things are now going to get a lot worse for them.
Okay, that's a
Okay,
big...
so that's the end of Bat's turn.
Yep.
Well, can you
All
also run forward?
Huh?
I mean, yeah, I could run forward. Should I go in there? Could how 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 4. Oh yeah, I could run right in front of her. But that
My thinking is
go
the
right.
magician may be able to get up to
Probably.
Ymir, and then she'd be out of the silence area.
That's true. I should block
so just
her.
if,
from that.
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
I'm gonna go right here, and defend the point.
Okay. So you're going to walk into the room. You're the only one who's fully in the room now from your party, and just stand there.
Yep.
Okay. Next to act is the drow, who this drow doesn't recognize anybody in the party, but he is going to step forward, and he has a short sword. So he's just going to try to strike you with this short sword. Seems easy.
Do it.
That's a 19.
Wait, wouldn't Silliren be first?
And
Back?
no, before the drow.
Oh, yeah. Silren, go ahead and take an action. I'm sorry, I didn't even see that.
Okay.
There's so much to remember.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Silren.
This will require me to drop concentration on Pass Without a Trace, but I think that's fine. I am going to hold my holy symbol up in my hand, and I'm gonna say a few magic words as purple chains wrap around it, and grip my hand to my holy symbol, and I'm gonna point towards the caster, and
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Hold Person. So
What does she need to do?
A Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Okay.
DC is 13, which isn't very high.
She got a 7.
Woo! Okay. Poggers. So she is paralyzed.
No. Well, she says no, but you can't hear her. She's now paralyzed. All right, let's give her a little funny symbol.
She can repeat the save at the end of her turn.
Okay.
Or if I lose concentration. I look to Melody, and I say, "The cast is down. Can you drop silence?" Thank you. Because I want to get in there with a big attack next turn.
Okay.
And I won't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can move up, but probably not worth it. Actually, yes, it is. I want to do that. I'm going to move over here before they're able to surround Bat and then block us from entering.
Okay, so you're now standing next to Bat, and you're also surrounded by the 3 drow.
No, I definitely shouldn't do that. Sorry, I'm going to stay up here. I need to keep concentrating on this.
Okay, so the Pass Without Trace is now gone.
Yes, Pass Without a Trace is gone, and I'm now concentrating on Hold Person.
Hold Person. Got it. And she's held.
Yes.
This drow. Okay,
Can I also?
go
Can
ahead.
I also hold my shield in my other hand?
Yeah.
Cool.
So this other drow in the room is going to move forward and try to strike back with this short sword. That is a 16.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Hits. And that does 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay, that's fine.
So Bat, you're now at 26. That's the end of that creature's turn. Melody, it's now your turn.
Gonna drop the silence. And
Okay.
Any attack against a paralyzed person, by the way, has advantage, and if it hits, it's an automatic crit.
Yikes.
I don't know if it'd be... Yeah, she'll hit this drow with her short sword and with her 2 short swords, actually.
So the one that's directly diagonal from you.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack.
So that is a 22 to hit,
Okay, that hits.
which does 6 damage.
Hmm.
And then her other attack is a 21,
That also hits.
and that does 5 damage.
And when you hit this drow, it can now speak and you can now hear it. And he says, "Why? You just bust into somebody's lair and attack them, you hideous people."
You summoned a demon. Fuck you.
We're just defending ourselves.
We pose no threat to you.
We pose no threat to you. You came
summoned
in
a
here,
demon on us.
broke down our door, and all we did was defend ourselves. What's wrong with you people?
We broke down the door after you summoned a demon.
Because we knew you were there. We were just defending ourselves.
We weren't posing any. All right.
So
And then it's
one
People
of
have
the,
bad
the other
logic.
drow that's in the corner of the room actually recognizes Emir, and now Emir, you can hear him, and he says to you, "Didn't we make a deal yesterday to let you go home free? Why would you come back?"
It's gonna growl. We're not done.
Apparently not. These bloodthirsty idiots are back. That particular drow actually takes one. No, he's not going to move. He's going to use his bow and strike at Melody. That's a 14. What's Melody? 14. Probably not
Misses.
enough.
She has 15.
Just misses. All right, so that's the end of his turn, and I believe everybody has got a turn. We're gonna now go to round 2, and Emir, you were first to act.
Can I stand in between all the sort of down here?
Yeah, you can push your way back through your allies to move into the room. You can, yeah.
Because I just don't
Now,
want to.
you're now sitting next to Bat and diagonal from 2 drow and adjacent to another.
So the one who fired the bow, I'm gonna give him a good old whack with the axe.
Okay, go for it.
All right. So, 18 plus 5. So that's 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So 7 damage.
Okay. You're using an axe?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so he reels from the blade of your axe as you kind of get him in the arm that he was using to aim the bow, and he says, and he recognizes you from yesterday, and he says, "I have not met a dumber adventurer than you."
I don't think Emir's gonna say anything. He's just gonna stare with murderous intent.
Sibo, it's your turn to act.
Standing there, menacingly.
Okay. I'm gonna move forward
Mhm.
and ready my bow.
Okay, and what are you're gonna? What will trigger you to shoot?
If I see so what is my vision range at this?
You can see around the
Position.
corner, and so you can see Melody, you can see Bat, you can see Emir, and you can see a drow directly next to Emir. That Emir
And
just hit.
and do I get a clear angle at all?
You don't have. I mean, you don't really have a direct line from where you're standing, though.
Okay, then I'll just stay ready.
Sorry, I'm kind of standing in your way a bit. I'm gonna move out.
No,
the
no,
way
no.
next to you.
I think battle is going really well without me. I'm just sort of like spectating, which is very weird, but
Do you have any,
it's
do you have any
alright.
spells?
Zeros. Well, it's all related to bow, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay, so the person who goes next is the drow that has hold person on her.
Yes.
She gets to make a save first.
At the end of her turn,
So what happens at the beginning?
she's paralyzed and she can't take actions.
Okay, so now it's the end of her turn. Can she save?
She can repeat the wisdom save, ending
Okay.
the effect on a success.
That's a 14,
Okay, so the spell is broken.
and can't take a turn until the next turn.
Yeah, that's the end of her turn. Yeah,
That's the end of her turn. Okay, got it. So I'm going to remove that
Okay.
effect from her.
we didn't get any value off that spell, unfortunately. I should might be able to summon another demon.
You got to
Bat,
push
it's your
in
turn.
so we can hit it.
Cool. I'm gonna wait. Bleh, sorry. I tuned out for a second. Okay, I'm just gonna assume that's what it is. I'm gonna start attacking this guy.
Yeah, go for it.
Unarmed attacks. First one does. That's an 8 to hit. I'm guessing that doesn't hit.
Yeah, that's a miss.
Okay, I'm attacking again.
Yeah, go for it.
That's a 15.
15 hits exactly.
Sick. That does a 1d4 plus 3. That does 6 damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a key point and flurry of blows. Another attack, 13. I'm guessing that doesn't hit.
Yeah, 13 misses.
I'm gonna luck point that then. This is a 20 hit.
It does.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna attack again. 7 damage.
Okay, you notice that this drow is nearly is bleeding and bruised in multiple places. It looks like he's going down very, very soon, Bat.
Cool, attacking again. 15.
Yeah, that hits. This is from Flurry of Blows.
Yeah.
How many do you get?
You get 2.
Oh, I thought you did 2 already.
Or wait.
He luck pointed the first one.
Yeah, I luck point.
Oh, so it totally erases it and you get a second. Okay.
That's 6 damage.
Bat, this guy is almost dead. Tell us how you strike this character.
Okay, I do a cool, like, JoJo's style punch flurry thing. Yeah. I yell aura the entire time.
This character is nearly dead. You've struck him in multiple places. He's almost fallen onto the ground. I believe that's the end of your turn.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
So next to act is Syllren, standing
That's
in the
me.
hallway.
Okay, and the caster is full health, correct?
No,
Correct.
Caster was hit by somebody.
Oh,
earlier.
right, magic missiles.
Yeah, by Bat.
Yes. How wounded does she look?
He doesn't look
can't-
very wounded at all.
Okay. I was gonna run in and hit her with that inflict wounds while she was paralyzed, but that doesn't seem as good anymore because she's not paralyzed. So I am instead going to whip out both my short swords, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ooh, so you're gonna jump right into the middle. Okay.
Yeah, and I would like to use my first attack on this guy.
Okay, go for it.
It is plus 5 to hit. Natural 20.
Yeah. Tell us how you killed this drow.
I don't know. As I run through and they were stumbling back from Bat's flurry, I sort of just like quickly go behind them while they're not looking, and I hold my sword out, and they kind of just fall onto my sword
Okay.
because they were stumbling back. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I whip my sword out, and for my second attack, with my bonus action offhand attack, I want to hit the caster.
Okay.
That is a 20 total.
That hits.
Cool. 5 piercing damage.
Tell us how you hit this drow.
I attack with my first sword, and then I spin around as the blood from the first guy like sort of flings off my first blade, and my second one I hold underhand, and I just slash her across the face.
My goodness. All right. That's pretty gross. I think that's the end of your turn.
Yes, it is. I mean, I can also move an extra 5 feet, but I'm not gonna.
Silren, drow number 2 goes next, which is the drow that you actually saw yesterday, Emir. And that's the drow that Emir you just hit. So he's very angrily going to defend himself by trying to strike you with his 2 short swords. Probably not going to hit you. Oh, the second one's going to hit. That's a 24. So that one hits. That's going to do 5 points of piercing damage.
Can I, as a reaction, use my Stone's Endurance to reduce that damage?
Oh, is that a reaction that you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that'd be D12 plus 2. So yeah, that would reduce the whole damage of that, because it would have been 10 damage reduced from that.
All right. So he's very upset by this, and he says, "Oh, so now that you have reinforcements, you think you can take us?" He shouts at you.
I'm just gonna say you could surrender or die.
He looks at his drow leader, I guess, the wizard, and they say, "Yeah, we lay our weapons down. This is enough fighting. This was all we were doing was defending ourselves from people trying to break into our home.
Yep,
There does not need to be any more bloodshed today."
That's what happened. Give me your wand and stuff. Don't want you casting any magic.
Magic.
I'm talking to the caster. If they're surrendering, are we still in combat?
It depends on what the party's doing. Do you stand down, or do you continue fighting, or what do you want to do?
Look, we also don't want to shed too much blood here, but you hurt my companions yesterday, and we're going to need some answers.
What answers?
Real quick, first thing, before anything happens, I want to bind the hands of the caster, and then also tie a rope around, is it her?
Magician, yeah.
I'm going to tie a rope around her mouth as well. And when she's talking, I can ungag her. But I don't want her casting any somatic or verbal spells.
Both of these drow elves are really hanging their heads in shame. They didn't quite realize they were going to be outnumbered today. The same way, yesterday it was 3 versus 3, and now it's like 5 versus 3. So they're very upset that they couldn't really defend themselves. But they do lay their weapons down. She allows you to bind her, and her colleague says, "We're only here looking for the temple. We mean you no harm unless you decide to harm us first."
Yeah, sure. All right, so
we gave you mercy yesterday.
Mm-hmm. They walked in and you said, "Get out," and they said, "Okay, we will," and then you started attacking them.
We gave you mercy yesterday, and today you killed one of our men.
We're giving you mercy today. You nearly killed one of our men.
They look at each other and say something to each other in drow.
You can't fucking claim that you were being peaceful when we showed no sign of harm. We were just standing on the other side of the door trying to get in, and then you summoned a Chasme on us to try and knock us out.
You bashed down.
You summoned the Chasme before we bashed down the door.
We just replaced that door this morning, and here you dumb idiots come back in here again and bash down the door again? Do you know how annoying that is?
Look, we're already outnumbering you.
And also we have you gagged and bound, and you don't have your weapons. They're on the other side of the room, I say, as I kick their weapons to the other side of the room. Okay. And also we have a blade to your throat, I say, as I put my blade to their throat. You're not really in a position to call us dumb idiots, are you?
She doesn't respond.
There we go. So, you've been looking for the temple.
She nods.
That's super funny. We were as well. What do you know about it?
She shrugs her shoulders, and so does her colleague.
Okay. Melody, you're a bit more persuasive than me. Would you like to have a go at these fucks? Because I'm getting pretty steamed, if I'm being honest.
Why?
I would also like to prepare to stab the caster in the head if she tries to cast a verbal spell.
Okay.
I have my hand on her shoulder and my sword positioned right above her skull.
Okay.
So why are you looking?
This is very dark, I will admit. Sorry, but casters are dangerous.
Why are you looking for the Rat Temple? And why hide out here? Why did you choose this place?
Her only reaction to you, Melody, is you see a tear, a couple tears actually fall down her face.
Can I insight the truth of those tears?
Yeah, you can.
And that insight is a solid 12.
You're not sure what this means. She's upset for some reason.
can she walk over and use her thumb to wipe the tears? Be like, what?
She winces at you automatically the closer you get. She doesn't want to be touched by you.
Okay. Well, I'm very sorry for what happened to your colleague, but is there anything you're looking for that more manpower would be helpful? Forgive my rather excitable friend there, pointing at Sillies.
She looks at you, Melody, and says, "We cannot promise to forgive."
I can understand, but if we let you go, we won't. We've been too hurt to let you go for nothing. So we'd like a few answers before we do so.
She looks at her colleague and they say something to one another in Drow, and then she looks back at you as if to say, "Go on."
She nods her head respectfully and continues, "So why are you down here and why did you choose this room?"
She ignores your question.
Well, what did you guys learn yesterday? She turns to her party.
We learned that they were here to be apprentices of the Rat King or something, and they were going to sacrifice Ymir to the Rat King or something. That was all. They didn't talk very much.
Why are you looking for the Rat King? What does he have to offer that you need?
She doesn't respond, but you notice a few more tears coming down her face. Her colleague is similarly silent.
Okay, neither of us are going to get anywhere if you don't talk, and we do have we're you're outmatched, outnumbered, and if you don't speak, we will do something that you wouldn't want to happen.
I am fucking crazy. I have no limits, motherfucker.
The colleague says, "On our honor, you won't get further answers from us.
Okay.
If you decide to murder us, that will be a sign to our brethren in the forest, and they'll come after you."
Not if we just hide the bodies. They'll never find you.
Can I insight check the truth of that statement?
Mm-hmm.
9.
Melody, this guy sounds extremely menacing and horrible, and you don't like the sound of being chased by Drow.
Can I roll intimidation and tell him to keep his mouth shut and answer questions when I
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
And can I help him by saying, well, she's gonna swallow whatever fear this makes her feel and say, well, looks like we took pretty good care of you guys so far, so it shouldn't be too bad. We would be able to take care of your brethren as well. They might fall to the same fate.
Okay, Ymir, that's a help action for you, so what did you get?
Did that count as advantage?
Yes.
Yeah, you get advantage on your roll.
Okay, so 1 is the number I rolled.
Ooh, you rolled twice. Did you roll 1?
Yes, I rolled 1 twice. I'm like, well,
you try to intimidate these Drow, and you almost detect a laugh coming from the younger colleague.
can I just hit that one over the head with my axe handle? Be like, silence, fool.
Yeah. If you want to.
Yeah, just non-lethal. I don't know. So
okay. He doesn't like react or protest. He just like you knock him on the head, and he doesn't really say anything.
I wasn't thinking like a gentle knock on the head. I was like, you can be quiet now. Like, you go to sleep. I don't know if that's possible or not. I'm just in a bad mood, apparently. Ymir's not having any of these not having answers things.
Does anyone here know any... to get answers out of them, does anyone know how to torture them? Any torture techniques? Anyone know anything?
Can Melody try persuasion
I can try to intimidate again.
That might not be enough.
Can she say it would be just simply it'd be best for you to answer our questions, or we'll let our friend here have a go?
The leader, the magician, says, "Have a go."
Wait a minute, I have an idea. I put the gag back on the magician. And then and also the other guy's bound, right?
Yeah, his hands are bound.
Okay. I say, take him out there, and I point to the hallway.
Okay. So I
When
guess we're gonna.
I imagine they feel just that much safer when they're positioned next to each other.
Okay.
Okay, this is an actual interrogation technique. Breaking up groups.
Right.
Yeah.
So
is the party taking him into the hallway, or just like ignoring you?
okay.
Like what's
Well,
happening?
This is what I'm suggesting.
Okay.
You can go out in the hallway. I'll keep watch over the other one.
Melody will go with whomever is interrogating, but I don't think she's strong enough to guard.
Yeah, should I provide muscle wherever muscle may need?
Keep in mind, magician lady is bound and gagged, and her wand or whatever is away from her. She can't cast any spells.
So,
Unless she can get
Sibo
through her
at this point is going to tell the party. I like the idea of splitting them, and I was wondering if Melody and I can interrogate the caster while you three can interrogate the other person on the other side of this hallway. And we can try to come up with the information as much as we can.
All right, so I'm gonna bring the guard like with me over here, and anyone who wants to come with me can join me. I'm taking him like far down the hallway.
So you're taking this guy?
Taking this guy.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So he's with you.
And Melody will stay in here and take over her bonds, the bond for the caster.
Okay. And Bat, where are you going?
Yeah. I'll stay here.
All right, buddy. I'll cut you a deal. If you talk, we'll let your friend go. We'll let your magic casting leader go. She can go live her life back in the forest or whatever. She can do what she wants. She'll be scot-free if you talk.
He says to you, "I won't talk," and he spits in your face.
Okay. Yeah. Then your mummy or whatever is going to die. I'll kill her myself.
Doesn't respond.
In the meantime, Melody is going to turn to the caster, and she's a bit frustrated at this point. Look, we don't want to shed more blood, but we need to know what's going on and why you're here.
Well, you shouldn't have killed us then. And she motioned with her eyes to her other colleague that lays dead on the ground behind Bat.
That was your fault for summoning a giant cashmere.
Well, you broke down our second
Cashmere.
door this morning. Wouldn't exactly say that was a friendly gesture.
Okay, yeah, but if we walked in normally, you would have killed you. If we walked in normally and the door was like not locked.
Have you ever
Still
heard
would've had
of
a
the
casual.
word knock? Have you ever tried knocking on someone's door? I mean, that would be
I'll
like
knock your
a
face
kind
in.
neighborly thing to do. Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead, knock my face in.
neighborly, you're squatting in
Go
a
ahead,
cellar
knock
that
my
is
face
not
in.
yours.
See what happens. Go for it. And she leans her chin out so you can get a good angle on her face.
I just murdered your friend.
I'm not afraid of dying.
Why?
She doesn't respond to you, Melody.
Look, particularly right now, I don't want to kill you. I'll do it afterwards. I just need answers before I do it. And I would
She
like
looks
those
at you.
answers.
She looks at you pointedly, Matt, and says, "You're not getting any answers from me. So let me go or kill me. Those are your two options."
Ymir, do you have any other ideas?
I hate this.
I'm just saying we could just like really, really, I don't know. It seems kind of sadistic. We could just, bind and gag them and then leave them in the room by themselves.
We
bound
could
and
do
gag.
that, but then they'd probably break free. I mean, it is their lair. I don't know. I mean, well, the two possibilities I see is this guy talks and his leader goes free, or he doesn't and we kill his leader in front of him, and he has absolute certainty, crystal clear clarity that it is his direct fault.
He looks at you, Sillies, and says, "If you wanted to kill her in front of me, just do it already."
Option two, it is.
He spits again in your face.
I grab him by the scruff of his jacket or however I carried him before, and I pull him back to the room.
So before that's happening, Sibo
Wait,
is.
I have an idea. Oh, but go first.
So Sibo's gonna lay his hand on Kester's lab.
Okay.
And say, so listen, this is very unpleasant and painful for all of us. I understand that we were intruding your area, but we also today, unlike yesterday, my party also tried to come in as civil as they can to learn your ways, and perhaps if you were thinking a little more flexible this time, we actually could have become your ally and we could have gotten both what we wanted. But you did not give us that option. And it all became what happened yesterday. So you cannot just blame us for killing your other friend. We would have gotten ourselves in yesterday's situation if we did not. So I am suggesting that we share both of our information together, and perhaps we can salvage whatever is left or whatever goals that we have in this place. So I'm asking you for the second time to cooperate here, and that will be beneficial for both of us, not just for our party, but for you as well. We are very formidable, respectable group. So I give you my word, once again.
Make a persuasion check, Sibo, with advantage for having a very good speech prepared.
That's 19.
She says, so basically, your offer is, let us break into your house, and then let's be friends and journey together? I don't think so. I'm done talking to the three of you.
I'm gonna go with my plan. I'm gonna go with my plan now.
It's at this point that I walk in and I said, "Did I hear killing other friends?" That was a bit earlier in the conversation. I just heard it while I was rounding the corner and I didn't want to interrupt. All right, Ymir, can you hold this guy?
Well, of course.
I'm gonna walk over to the magician lady. I put her gag back on, and I'm gonna cover her eyes so they can't make eye contact. And I say, I will give you one last opportunity as I put my blade to her throat.
She doesn't respond.
I'm not talking to the caster. I'm talking to the other drow.
Oh, he doesn't respond. He's cold and steely as he kind of like just gazes at the floor.
Honor be damned, I suppose. And I slit her throat.
You slit her with your.
I make it very clear that I'm about to kill the magician, and I give the other drow one last chance to talk, and then he didn't, so I killed her in front of him.
Wait, but I wanted to listen to Bat's plan before that would happen.
Sorry.
I do have a plan.
Sorry, if I was interrupting, I could just come in later.
Okay.
Let's hear what Bat wanted to do.
Okay, so the guy in front of us, clearly has with the tears, has something there, and is kind of showing it, but not really. So my plan, I'm gonna pull out the beer that I have from earlier in the day, that I stored in my pocket. I'm gonna squeeze the drow's face, force feed the beer, trying to get her as drunk as possible. Let's go. Give me the info.
Make a persuasion check, please. I'll have you
Get
or
her to drink it?
Actually, this is more intimidation than persuasion. This is intimidation.
Intimidate her to drink it?
Like this action is like a form of intimidation, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
I think it's to get
No,
her
it's-
intoxicated.
Yes,
so she's
try to get her
scared.
drunk so she could give us information.
Yeah, you're trying to get her to talk.
Yeah, but I'm trying to
The
get her to
current
drink.
goal of the action that he's doing is to make her drink the beer,
Right.
Yeah,
and then he would try
So
to get her
then-
to talk.
yeah. So then she's
Does she drink the
somewhat
beer?
tipsy,
I mean,
and I'm trying to squish her
you're
face and
pouring.
like force
You're
feed.
pouring it, and her mouth is sloshing around, so it's like some beer is getting in there.
That's what he was
Mm.
trying to roll for, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and roll.
What is this roll though?
I mean, it still sounds like intimidation. Like you're
Force
trying to
feeding
hold her
someone?
down.
Yeah, that
Okay.
would be strength.
Also,
Holding- I would like to make the case for this being athletics because that's the ability check used for grappling, and this is he's physically forcing her to drink the beer.
Yeah.
Is that what you
I'm
want to
not
do,
really-
Matt?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. Is
Okay.
try to force her to drink the. Okay.
So that's athletics then.
Athletics. 7. Luck roll. Luck point. God.
Oh no!
hang on a second. I think Kat wants to say something.
Yeah. What's up?
I was just gonna add, if you'd like, she pulls out Luke's legendary mug. I can give you something stronger.
Oh yeah. If you think of like whiskey or something.
Can I think of moonshine?
You can think of moonshine.
This clear, potent liquor. And
Roll a d6, Melody.
that's a 4.
So first of all, Bat, you try
Yeah.
to get her to drink this beer, and she's not taking it. You try to move to the left, and she moves to the right, and you move to the right, and she moves back to the left. And there's just no way you're connecting the beer.
Mm.
Melody, you think of moonshine as you hold Luke's legendary mug out in front of you, and in a snap, the mug fills with a swill of made in the forest moonshine. It smells of like, I don't know, paint thinner or whatever is the equivalent back then. It smells like chemicals. It does not smell potable, but
Can I
Looks like moonshine.
prestidigitate it to smell better?
yeah, sure. So it smells like orange juice, this moonshine. Kind of a dangerous combination.
Would you like some?
She doesn't respond.
I don't think getting her to drink it willingly is ever gonna work. It's we gotta force it. So I'm gonna grab her face and try to just get her to have her mouth open. Is that like athletics or something?
That's athletics, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so that's a 15.
Again, it's not enough. She wriggles.
How?
She wriggles. Yeah, I mean, it's not enough. So she wriggles out of your hold. Wasabi is looking very ill, by the way, during all this. He has not been clapping along to anything. He's just been like very sullen and quiet during
right,
this
can
recent
I-
battle.
Can I walk over to this guy and I say, I think we have. I think this should be our last try, and if it doesn't work, then I don't know. I'm gonna hold this guy, and I'm gonna look to the magician, and I'm gonna put a knife to his throat, and I'm also gonna gag him and blind him so they can't make eye contact or communicate at all. And I'm gonna look to her, and I say, I'm going to offer you the same thing I offered this guy. If you, sorry, I feel like my mom's about to come over. This is so dark.
Yeah,
Okay, but to be fair, it's an interrogation scene and they're not talking at all, so like I don't really know what we can do.
Yeah.
it's your party.
Yeah, but it's your NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to defend these actions and say that it's not fully our fault that it's getting dark.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we could have killed
Oh
them
my
outright,
goodness,
and we could have let them go.
that is one of the weakest things I've heard in days. It makes me laugh.
Can I try to
Okay.
intimidate this guy again?
Okay, Matt. So we could let them go and then have their party ambush us later, or we could kill them, or we could try and interrogate them.
Yeah.
Letting them go is stupid.
Yeah,
Killing
that's a
them and
bad
interrogating
idea.
them are both dark, and interrogating them is getting extra dark because they're not talking no matter what we do, and you're not letting us roll persuasion unless Sibo gives like a 10-minute speech.
I actually have a fourth suggestion.
What's your suggestion?
I was wondering if we can gag and like pull full bound and Emir carrying them both in his arms as we explore this place. And
They're not gonna
perhaps
say anything. They don't say anything anyway. Why would they say
yeah,
anything?
but the
then?
thing is that as we like discover this place and such, they might change their mind.
Or they'd try to kill us.
Yeah, I don't think just carrying them around would help. It's just gonna be a lot for Ymir to carry them both.
And if they can
if we get
if they can
ambushed.
summon a Kazmi, I don't want them knowing where the Rat King is.
Yeah, and if we get like ambushed while that's happening, then Ymir is already carrying 2 people, and then we're down a party member.
Is anyone against me killing them just to end this scene because this scene has sucked?
Yeah, let's just kill them.
Does anyone hold any strong things against that? Because I feel like the longer we try to interrogate them, the worse it's gonna get.
Let's just kill them.
I guarantee you they will not talk. Because we rolled a 19 persuasion and they didn't talk. And I didn't even get to roll persuasion when I tried my thing.
I have one last
Why are you
proposal.
nodding?
Well, I'm talking this as a player, not Sibo. I was thinking about maybe we can use persuasion with tears. Tears for tears. And
we have
see
tried
if that would-
persuasion. We've tried torture. We've
No,
tried.
but we haven't tried with tear, like persuasion.
We've just
Maybe-
murdered one of their friends.
Maybe we can
Sibo, go ahead, but I also kind of just want to kill them to end the scene because this is getting worse and worse.
Yeah, this is getting more outlandish, and I'm not. No. But you
So,
can try.
Sibo is going to.
Yeah, the guys that I'm holding's throat. Just gonna hold it. Just
You're
gonna
holding him by
wait.
the throat, Emir? Okay.
Yeah.
So Sibo is going to take out wasabi from Bat's pocket,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna put wasabi on the caster's lab.
She like immediately winces and like shrinks back when you try to do this. She doesn't seem like she likes this.
So this may seem like just a small mouse to you, but this rat is actually our friend. He has a name. His name is Wasabi. We are in this quest here because we need to figure out a way to heal him and get him back to his health so that we don't lose our friend. And somehow when I was seeing you crying, I felt certain kind of pain that sort of resonated with me in a way that maybe we're in the same situation. Maybe there's a backstory that you're not willing to share with us, but I can feel the pain with your tears. And this pains me. And I want you to know that I can understand way more than what you're trying to convey with your unwillingness to share anything. So I'm sharing a huge part of us that means something so that perhaps you can change your mind. Perhaps we can connect. Perhaps we can be friends.
Give me a persuasion check.
That's 19.
She doesn't respond.
Okay, let's kill them.